What is going on, people? Appreciate you guys. Salute as always. Thank you for being here. Apologize, man, for whatever reason. Saturdays are just funky, man. I like doing it. I like waking up Saturday mornings and being here with you guys and talking Knicks. But when I get up on Saturday mornings, everything that could go wrong does go wrong. I usually try to make breakfast for the family, fine, whatever. That takes a little time. Then I'm, doing other things, hygiene stuff and just getting right. Um, but I tell you, there's always something that happens, man. Something goes wrong. Uh, you know, whether it be green screen stuff, which is new now, or other things, something's always happening. We got a humidifier. Oh, we've had a humidifier. We just don't use it that much, but um I freaking, had the humidifier on, turned it up, and woke up this morning and things were kind of wet on the floor. Too much humidity in the air, I guess. Maybe you can't turn it up on the highest setting. It is what it is, man. There's always something. Always something. Anyway, hopefully everybody's doing okay. Appreciate y'all out there. Happy Saturday to everybody. Let me see what's going on. Let me see. Let me see. I'm a little off. I usually know this already, but I didn't check this morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. 42 degrees right now. High of 47 here in the East Coast. This weather is weird, folks. This weather is really weird. I mean, if you're in the East Coast, you guys know this has been a mild winter. We can't even complain. It is what it is. We got to take it for what it is, man. 47, 47, 54, 54, 58, 61, 57. This is February, folks. So yeah, I don't know what to say. The next few days is going to be some really nice temps. This is wild weather, man. And then that's how people get sick, right? Friday, it's going to be 57. At least that's what they say here. It could change. Then Saturday, it's 37 is the high. That's how people get sick out there in these streets. And just when you think, okay, it's February, so maybe that's just another little shot of winter, and we'll get those cold temps that we usually see. After that, 37 is 49, and then 55 the next 2 days. Like, this weather is weird. Huh. Morning cup of Joe or Joanne. Listen. All right. Okay, guys, let's see. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for your love and support for the show. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here right now chilling and rocking with Still Nick fans. Know the ledge. Your man Ron holding it down. Geraldine McIver, the first lady of Still Nick fans and the Nick community, is in the building. Let's go. Come on now. Come on now. Let's go. JJ is here. Salute. What's going on, my brother? Hey, man. I don't, it's I like to see everybody all the time, every time they show up. But when I don't see somebody for a while and then they pop up, I'm even more excited, man. Big task at hand is in the building. Salute, my brother. Good to see you. Always a pleasure, man. Happy Saturday. Call Mega. What's good, my guy? In the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Delano Steele, DSJ is in the building. Salute, my brother. Good to see you. Appreciate you. David L is in the building. Salute. Pudge Nice, what's good? Yeah, we need that today. A Utah win will be perfect. Ron Sarmiento is in the building. Salute. Good to see you, brother. You know what? You ain't lying, brother. You are not lying. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna tell John about it. John, get it together, brother. Yeah, man. This $1,375 for his 4 or 5 comments. I gotta check on that. See how our bank account is situated right now is well, we'll talk about it later. Yeah, but I like the plan. I like the idea. Dwayne Dennis, appreciate you. Thank you for being here as always, my brother. Good to see you. Victor Rivera is in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Angel Torres is here. Salute. He said, Ron, amigo. Yes. Good to see you, brother. Okay. And thank you to all those who maybe tuned in but don't always jump in the chat. Appreciate you guys as well. Thank you for tuning in and watching and rocking with us. Yeah, man. YouTube, whatever. I'm good either way. But yeah, our bank account don't look like that. I'm just thinking like maybe maybe it wouldn't be fair. I wonder if maybe YouTube should kind of classify its content and give tiers. Nah, we probably lose out because them YouTubers that do pranks and stuff, they get all the money, all your money, all the bread. Give me all them dollars. They get all of it because people love watching people make fools of themselves. Don't get me wrong, I'm one of them too. Like I subscribe to some of them, and I follow them for years, so it's kind of like I still watch them. I get it, but they got the millions and millions of subscribers that love to watch them, fake cheat on each other and do stupid stuff. But when it comes to content where people are actually trying to take time to talk about stuff and in certain moments try to give you some factual and actual information and do some statistical breakdowns like D's World of Hoops or other people in the Knick community, as well as putting slides and stuff together. Who shout out to Steph, who does a really good job at that, and Simeon Russell over at NBK. People do different things to try to make the experience better for you. I try as well. I'll be honest with you guys. Sometimes I just don't have the proper time to get it done. And believe me, if you guys knew how much time it takes me to put things together, when we doing like the draft specials, I was up to 3-4 in the morning, and and it's not even it's just conceptualizing. Sometimes I have a problem thinking what I want to do, what I want to talk about, how I want it to look. And so that's what drives me crazy. I could be pondering something for half an hour to an hour, just from a starting point. It's like writer's block, I guess. But, sometimes I think of something, then I'm like, I start doing the work on it, and then I don't like it. And then I just scrap. If you guys knew how much stuff I throw away, whatever. Anyway, so that's why sometimes you guys see that I keep it simple. So, but I do want to continue to expand, but I just want to hit on something that I really like. Like we introduce a new segment, I want it to be something that, okay, yeah, I don't mind doing this every week or okay. All right. Enough about that. That's my rant. Oh, man. Shout out to the Smoking Nick in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you. I felt like I saw another name. I guess I didn't miss anybody. Oh, there it is. Pierre Moise in the building. Salute. Thank you, man. Appreciate you being here. Okay. All right, guys. Let's talk about these Knicks. Oh, wait. I hit you with a curve, right? Because you thought we was going to talk about the Knicks. But oh, no. You got to wait a little longer. You know why. Here we go. you guys for being here once again. Appreciate y'all. Nice is in the building. Salute my brother. Oh, he likes it. He likes what's going on. Okay, nice. All right, I see you. Hey, another favorite of the show. My guy Hinton Murphy in the building. Salute you, my brother. Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure. Mike Boy in the Rich Boy. Where's Rich Boy at? Mike Boy and Rich Boy. I need them both here. What's going on, man? Salute to you, brother. Okay. All right, guys. I see you, Parrish. I'm gonna get to you in a minute. Knick fans are losing their mind a little bit right now with this stuff. Not that you're wrong. I'm just saying, give it some time. We'll talk about it in a minute because that's a conversation. Just give it some time. Oh, and I almost forgot. Oh, Stream Elements is in the building. Let's go. What's up, Stream Elements? Whoever you are, whatever you do, however you got here, appreciate you. Because I'm sure it helps. I mean, if this helps with the YouTube algorithm, I'm all for it. All right, guys. Listen. Last night was another one of them games, right? It was definitely another one of them games. It's like when the Knicks play a good team, in the back of your mind, most Knick fans are like, this is going to be tough. Most likely, if the Knicks don't play right, they're going to lose, right? But you know, you have that thing in the back of your mind. If we play right, we can win, right? And then there's other Knick fans. They ain't worried about. I ain't worried about nothing. Don't matter, right? We'll knock them out like we knock everybody else out. That's the plan. But the problem when it comes to playing these elite type teams, right, is that not only is it that they have the right pieces in place, you know, the go-to guys that are almost unstoppable, right? Those go-to guys, they don't, you know, basically stop themselves. You can try to slow them down, but you can't stop them. You can slow them down. It's that they're used to winning. You know what I mean? That's what I think Knick fans and Knick players need to understand. Don't matter who you got on the team. If you play right, you put solid effort together, right? And you do the right things down the stretch when it comes to closing games out, you'll have a chance to win most of these games, right? And then when you win a lot of these games, you get used to it. And then it becomes a culture, right? And when you have that culture, it makes it harder for other teams to beat you because you're used to winning. And that's what happens when you play the Bostons, the Philadelphias. We only played Miami once so far, right? So we'll see them a bunch more. The Miamis, because Miami has had our number for the most part. We got them this time, this first one, but they usually have our number. Like these teams are used to winning, so they take your best shot, they come back at you, they take your second best shot, whatever. Problem is, teams that aren't elite don't have a lot of best shots to throw at, you know, runs to throw at a team. You might get two runs, maybe three if you're lucky. A lot of teams don't have that in them. Good teams can give you runs all game. They just keep coming back at you, and they just make smart plays down the stretch. And they also, you know, like we said before, some of these teams have go-to guys that the pressure just doesn't get to them. And you guys know that for the Knicks, the guys we got on the team, they can step up at certain moments, but we got guys who it gets a little tough when the pressure is on, right? So it's one of them things, man. It makes it really tough. And but I don't want to shortchange the effort. I thought the effort was there for what I watched. I didn't watch every second of the game, but I think I watched a lot of it. Because I was trying to do other things in the house. But yeah, I mean, unless I'm wrong, guys, I think the Knicks came with the effort. Whether or not that mattered as much as the last time we played Philadelphia, because last time we played Philadelphia without RJ, I think it was without RJ. Yeah, right. I know someone was out. It was either RJ or Brunson. I think it was RJ was there and Brunson was out. But you know, we played good against them, and they had their team. Their guys were intact, and we did the job. This time, and also this time around, for the most part, Philadelphia was playing cleaner basketball, right? And guys were shooting better. Like I think Harden had a better game. Embiid had a similar game, but it was better. Like I think he shot better in this game. So it's one of them things like guys and Maxi was, Maxi's Maxi. Um, I just feel like they played better basketball. So it was a little tougher. Uh let me see. Let's see what it looked like. What were we talking about here? Mm. Okay, so the final score was 119-108. All right, let me get this. All right, let me put this in the chat just in case anybody wants to jump in. By all means, you are welcome. Mm. Yeah. Shout out to Allah Wise. Appreciate you, my brother. Good to see you as always. He said our bench scored 21. Maxi had 27. That's a problem. And Maxi's that dude. I don't care what nobody. I like Tyrese Maxey. That kid's good. Listen. And I'm not shortchanging Quickly. Quickly's a good player too, but I like that kid Tyrese Maxey. So just saying. Tyrese Maxey is more fluid offensively. He's got a little bit of everything. He could shoot the three. He could break you down off the dribble. He's quick. That quickness helps him a lot. And he got a layup package. You know what I mean? He can go to the rim left or right. Quickly doesn't really have that. And there's no knock on him. But if you guys know, and I'm just saying, I say all of this just so you understand what I'm thinking. Quickly has like an overhand layup type thing. He don't have an underhand layup. That's just who he is. That's how he was built. He can work on that, but he sometimes shows a little underhand thing, but it's not natural. Like if you know when Quickly came into the league and in college, he shot the ball overhand when he got to the rim. Like some people do that. That's his style. Maxi gives it to you differently. So, and I think, Maxi's style is a little more traditional, and doing that allows you to get more shots off, and maybe the accuracy is a little better too. Who knows? And to answer your question, Comega, yeah, sorry to say it, but I would rather have Maxi than IQ. That's my opinion. Let me get my guy Nice in here. Nice, what's good?
Just working over here. How's everybody doing?
Chilling, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. And yeah, today I don't know whatever location you at the main site or you out and about.
Nah, in the West Coast, Colorado Springs.
Yeah, well, you know what? For whatever reason, your connection is bueno today, buddy.
Oh, I see. I see. It must be the location.
It could be. It could be. Yeah,
Hey,
man. What's
but
up?
you were saying that you rather have Maxi than Quickly. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I no, I just, but that's not. It's maybe it's more of a bias because I've always liked Maxi since he came into the league, so I always liked him better than Quickly. That's just me.
I see. I see. Remember one thing that the Maxi job or Philly job is pretty much it's okay defense, but it's more shooters. You have Harden as a shooter, you have Embiid as a shooter, and Maxi as a shooter. So whenever they have a good night and everything is falling, everything is falling. The only thing is, it's not. It's like it's a raining day for them. But this team, I'm pretty liking everything that I'm seeing. Even though, of course, it would have been nice getting that W last night. Just think about it. At least it wasn't a team like Magic that actually beat us. It was Philly. So we got to give him credit. At the same time, shots wasn't going in for us. But if we gonna be known for being a defensive team, we gotta play defense. Like as much as people keep on saying, "Oh yeah, but this and that," no, ain't no if or buts. Unleash that Kraken. Unleash Josh. I know that he just got here yesterday, so it's a little bit too much, but he's gonna play. He's gonna play, and it's gonna be nice actually seeing it. But man, RJ, what can I say, man? Kid ain't playing defense, and that's the thing. You still trying to figure out your shots, and whenever they pass it to you, last night somebody said it on the chat, like, "Hey man, whenever RJ gets the how do you call it saying? Whenever RJ gets the ball, he ain't passing it back." And that was my boy Tweaky. But just like I'm saying, that's the thing. You cannot have those type of nights. If you know you still trying to figure it out, try to pass it, and whenever the game is not on the line, yeah, take the shot. I don't have a problem. But you taking the shot and you trying to figuring out, it's just hard to see. It's
Could you repeat that last part? You was breaking up a little bit. Oh, maybe. Uh-oh.
so just like I was saying that it's just a struggle whenever you RJ's still trying to figure out his shots and the game is not on the line. I don't mind him taking those shots. But if you see Brunson, you see Julius Randle or anybody else open and their shots is falling, it's like it's just hard to see.
Yeah, no, I mean that's true. Like, they yeah. It's the Knicks, man. It's tough, like, because you kind of see, we see it every game. It's like, even when they play good, there's certain things that are like they're like staples with the Knicks. It's the play. It's the type of play that how they move. Um, I do I like their overall effort for the most part. I know RJ is trying. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how he got this bad. I don't know if he's been this is his fourth year in the league. Did his footwork get that slow over like I don't know.
Now the thing with RJ, and we all been watching him for a full season already. The thing with RJ is that lately, for the last 2 seasons, I've been preaching this about RJ last season, that if his shots ain't going in, he start relaxing on defense. In his
Mm,
first 2 years, his shots wasn't falling. Guess what? He's going to work even further, even more on defense. We don't see that type of RJ. So that's why I don't hate him because that's a strong word, but I dislike the way he's approaching things. Because if you get basketball is simple. Basketball is simple. If you keep it simple, shots ain't falling. Let me just pass it to the right guy. Let me do just enough to clear this win. We get this win, I'll figure it out the next game. The next game. I don't have a problem if IQ, Randall, RJ Barrett, or Brunson is having a bad night. But you cannot continue to trying to figure it out and you seeing that your shots ain't falling. You still taking those type of shots. What is wrong with you, man? You putting
mhm.
us on a deficit. That's my main problem with RJ.
I mean, I can't be mad at you. I agree. Like, it's tough because I kind of feel like he's starting to get it, understand that, listen, the certain things ain't going for me. I got to try to do other things to get people involved. But I don't know if he's doing enough of it. There was a little stretch when I was watching the game that RJ had the ball. He was in the paint area, or close to the paint area. And even Clyde Frazier was like, RJ, you got to shoot that. Why aren't you? And he passed the ball. And then the next time down the court, he hit a three. So I kind of think like he feels like he's got to try to move the ball, but I don't know if he's really bought in. I don't think he's doing it enough. And there's no offense to Clyde. I just think like if RJ is willing to pass the ball, get RJ to start being willing to pass the ball because he has too much willingness to take the shot. And he's got to get back into moving the ball around and trusting his teammates. Everybody else on the team needs to buy into that too. Randall seems to be a 50-50 type of guy. Like if he's got it, he got it. If you bring the double team, he's more willing to pass it out. Sometimes he's just a little slow reading the double team, but he's been much better this year at doing that. Brunson has to be locked in to say, okay, this is what I'm trying to do, I guess, because we saw in another game he made a concerted effort to move the ball around. And sometimes he gets caught up in his ways. Like this last game, he had 20 points in the first quarter. It's really the Brunson show. So you want him to find that happy medium too. Even if he's got it going, you got to get guys involved because you need them down the stretch. Let me just see, because I think if I'm not mistaken, the Knicks didn't shoot bad. Yeah, they shot 53%. So um when it comes to things like someone said it in the chat that Philadelphia just hit more shots down the stretch. They hit big shots in
Yeah,
the fourth quarter. That's what it was because the Knicks shot well, um, and they had a chance to win the game. It's just Philadelphia shot better, even though they shot 51%. They shot well in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks defense didn't step up and stop them. Like Philly was getting those shots off and getting good looks.
yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
The
Um,
one of the main thing that I'm a little bit like uncomfortable is that you see that Evan Fournier he got us out of a deficit last game with Philly. Why not bring Evan Fournier at least for 2 to 3 minutes? Because the thing is that the Knicks what they actually needed was a spark. That spark wasn't shown from either Grimes quickly or RJ or even Brunson. Even though Brunson did his thing, don't get me wrong, but it's something that it rubs on every other player. Once Evan Fournier came in on the last game, you remember his defense was on par, his shots was going in. It motivated the whole team. But that's the only inconvenience that I have with RJ is like, man, I just wish that he could hear us. Like, man, just relax on because you can't remember, you can't be saying that, oh shoot, and then when he's not making those shots, now you complaining. You can't have it both ways. You need to like if you gonna shoot, all right, make sure that the game is not on the line. But if the game is on the line and you still shooting and you still seeing that you're not making it, man, I don't think tonight is the game because we 2 points ahead, 2 points behind. We still trying to grind it. Today's not the game. Now, when we have like 15 points lead, I don't have a problem. Man, you could take it all I care. You could take 100 shots. But whenever you know that the game is on the line, we don't need that superhero type of mentality because you're not it. You're not it. This team it's not meant to have that type of mentality because we don't have a Dame Lillard, we don't have a Stephen Curry, we don't have a superstar like that. So everything is about contributing on every other angle. And I'll leave it at that because I'm working. But nice catch hitting it with you, and I will keep on hearing from the backside. See you guys in pause.
all right, nice. I agree with you, brother. Um, yeah. Wow. I'm. I don't know, man. I mean, what Nice is saying, he was speaking the truth, bro. Though, appreciate you chiming in and jumping in while you're at work. Yeah, do your thing, bro. It's tough. We'll see if we can break it down a little bit. Shout out to the chat once again. Akuma is in the building. Appreciate you. Andrew Gutierrez is here. Sherwin, what's good? Nick Nation 112. Way to play as well. What's good, man? Good to see you. Boulevard 73 is here. Thank you for being here as always. Did I say Nick Yak? I don't know if I did. Nick Yak is in the building. Salute to you. William is here all the way from Brazil. Good to see you, bro. I think I got everybody new who might have jumped in. And obviously shout out to those who are watching but not in the chat. Appreciate you as always. Pudge Nice. I think I said your name already, but I'm gonna say it again. And Allah Wise as well. I'll say your name again if I haven't already done so. Good to see you guys. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Parish Duggar. I'm gonna hit you in a different order here with the super chats. I'll start with this one first. Appreciate you. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said Ron Maxey shot 10 of 29 against us in Philly, the first game. Yeah, but I just like Maxey's game better. Overall, he's a better, more efficient scorer than Quickly. He plays good defense. Maybe Quickly has starting to develop a better defensive game. Could be because Quickly starting to get better on defense, but I just like Maxey's game, and he's quick. He's quicker than quick. No pun intended. Yeah, so that's just my thing. I don't know. I just like the way he plays basketball. And then thank you for your other generous super chat. Parrish Duggar. He said Reddish was 4 for 7 from the field goals, 2 for 5 from three. Tibbs is despicable. And that's what I wanted to talk about, guys. Listen, I understand, man. I understand Cam Reddish has been sitting on our bench for a month and a half, maybe, or longer. I think it's been a month and a half. And Tibbs refused to play him for whatever reason. And then Tibbs made a statement. He said that he has no problem with, Cam Reddish. It's just his play was inconsistent. Tibbs. Just don't say anything. I'd rather you just don't say anything than tell us that. You want to tell me that Cam Reddish's play was inconsistent when half your team's play is inconsistent. You got guys in the starting lineup that are inconsistent. You're not only are you not benching them, but you giving them 35 to 40 plus minutes. Don't give me that his play is inconsistent. Okay, that's not an excuse that I'm going to live with. And the Knicks fans are not stupid. We're not foolish. We know what's going on. Just cut it out, man. Just don't say nothing. Don't give us there's no problem. We know there's a problem. Excuse me. We know there's an issue there because there's no reason for Cam to be sitting on the bench and not getting any burn, especially in the moments where you have no other options, when things aren't working, where people are hurt. RJ's out, Brunson's out, whatever. You're scrambling for people. You put Fournier in, for God's sakes. Come on, man. This don't make no sense. It is what it is. Tibbs is a certain way. Look, this plays back into my narrative that this is the reason why I don't like Tibbs, because Tibbs does certain things like this. There's no need to say this. I'd rather you just don't say anything. Don't give us this line about he was inconsistent, because guess what? When you had no other options, when your defense wasn't working, when guys weren't playing well and Grimes was hurt, you was using Cam Reddish. You was on that dude's back. He was carrying our defense because we had no defense, and you had him out there doing all the dirty work. And then after he does the dirty work, you decided to start cutting his minutes. So he got frustrated. Did he handle it right? No, he's immature. I will say he's immature, because he's shown that he's done it at two different destinations, asking for trades and then saying he didn't ask for trades. That's immaturity, man. If you said it, you said it. Just deal with it. Put it on your back and roll with it. But he is immature and frustrated, which has every right to be frustrated. Not only were you benching Cam at the time, you was benching Rose. Rose wasn't getting the minutes. They both was frustrated. But Rose has just he's a little bit more of a professional. He's been in this league a long time. Dude was an MVP. He knows how the game is played. So and he also has this little bit of a personal connection, love affair with you because you coached him back then. But really, this is dumb. Tibbs is ridiculous right now, saying this stuff and acting like Cam was such a bad player. I couldn't even put him out there on the court. That's ridiculous, man. I don't stuff like that is infuriating to me. Don't sell me something. I'm not an idiot. Don't give me that crap. I don't want to hear that. That's ridiculous. And I think at Knicks fans, I can see why you guys are so upset and want Tibbs traded, because he keeps doing things or saying things don't say nothing, man. Damn. Damn. It don't make no sense. It's not right. Just say I would rather him just from the beginning talk to Cam, sit the young fella down and say, look, Cam, this is the type of stuff I need to see from you. But I'll be honest with you, if I don't see this, I'm just not going to have a lot of minutes for you. But don't just say I'm not going to play you, or I'm going to, eventually bench you. Work with the kid. The kid is playing for a contract too. And he's someone these are the type of guys that someone has to get through them. And it sometimes it takes a while for them to find the right fit and for someone to actually figure out a way to get through them. J.R. Smith, who's a very talented player, right? Never really could question his talent. The guy could dunk, he could hit threes, he was explosive, he was fast, he had handle. But every stop he went, there was something with him as far as his extracurricular antics and stuff and how he acted on the court and off the court. No one could really get through to him too much. Mike Woodson, when he was with the Knicks, said I'm gonna try my best to get through to this guy. And he sat him down all the time. He talked to him every chance he could in the middle of games to try to get through to him and make him feel comfortable. Let him know that he's got somebody that's in his corner. And I think it helped J.R. Smith a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, J.R. Smith was already a bucket. He was still doing what he had to do, but he was a little bit more focused and wasn't doing as much crazy stuff out there on the court. And so I think it helped. And I think Cam, who doesn't do those antics, I'm not comparing him to J.R. Smith. I'm just saying, like, Cam needs somebody. He needs a Mike Woodson or somebody to come along and really work with the guy and sit with him and say, how can we make your game better? What do you need? What's holding you back? What do you think you're not doing? How can we emphasize the good things that are in your game and make things better? And Cam doesn't have that. Now, maybe Cam is going to get that with Portland with Chauncey Billups. I think Chauncey Billups might be able to get through to him. I don't know for sure, but there's a chance. Tibbs is just not that guy. He's just not that guy. And he doesn't care. He's like, look, he's a certain way. He's an old school coach. You just gotta play ball. And that don't work for a lot of these guys, and especially some of these young guys. They're different. This is a different time that we're in. Shout out to Bricks Nation. Salute. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Let's see. JT Riddick is in the building. What's good? Salute to you. Appreciate you. All right, let me get back up here. A lot of stuff up here. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, interesting. Keith Turner said he'd rather have Josh Hart than Maxey. I just like blue collar guys that can defend and score. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I mean, I don't know if I'd rather have him over Maxey. I think I'd like to have them both. I don't know. Like it's not a either. It's not an either or for me. I like them both. I just the comparison with Maxey and Quickly is just because they have similar styles of games, even though Maxey plays differently. Their style of game is kind of similar. They both came from, Kentucky. The how it is over there. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think and to what Cam did, Cam looked good in the little time he had. I think he scored 11 points in 17 minutes. It was nice to see him out there feeling comfortable to just get out there on the floor and play. As I said before with Cam, the guy is talented. We know that. He's just he is inconsistent, right? But the way Tibbs used it he made an excuse for why Cam was not in there, which isn't fair because half the team is inconsistent and you're still playing those guys. This was personal. We know he's inconsistent. That's part of the reason why he hasn't flourished yet. But he's always been inconsistent. RJ's always been inconsistent. There's a lot of guys in this team that have been inconsistent. So I'm just saying, like, it doesn't make sense for him to use that excuse. So hopefully we'll see more of Cam doing this thing. I wish him the best. Terrence Ross got bought out. Shout out to Akuma. Okay. Yeah, well, listen, he's somebody I think the Knicks should keep on the radar. I don't know. I haven't followed him that closely. So I don't know what his numbers are looking like. Let me see. Because I'm curious. What is his hold on. Terrence Ross. What is he looking like here? Stats. All right. So for the season, he's averaging 8 points in 22 minutes. It's weird. So, like, how many shots is he getting? He must not be getting a lot of shots on the floor of the offense. Right? Because, okay, so he's averaging 8 points in 22 minutes. He's getting 9.6 field goal attempts. He's shooting 38% from three on 3.8 attempts. I mean, maybe. I think I'd kind of like to wait and see if there's someone who peaks out that's a little better than Terrence Ross, because I think we could use a little bit more scoring. That sounds weird because the Knicks score points, but from three, I think the Knicks need another guy who can shoot the rock. Um, and 38% from three is not bad. I wouldn't be opposed to Terrence Ross. I'm just saying, and uh, I just would want somebody maybe who can do similar numbers, but maybe give you a little bit more scoring, and is maybe a little younger. So, we can get a little bit more out of the talent. But like I said, if Terrence Ross was the pick and there's nobody else, I wouldn't be mad at him. I mean, he was a Nick killer. He's not really a Nick killer anymore, but he was for a long time. Um, so that's a interesting. Knicks Nation 112. We want to trade RJ now. Cam scored 11 points in 17 minutes without practice on 4 for 7, 2 for 5 from three. You telling me this guy didn't have a place here? Listen, guys, I'm gonna tell you, like I said before, what Tibbs is saying is crap. Don't believe it. Did Cam have a place here? Probably not. He didn't anyway, guys, because the Knicks didn't want to pay him. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. The Knicks didn't want to pay Cam, okay? Because he's a guy who's going to expect a certain amount of money, and he hasn't been proven to be consistent enough to make that type of money and stay healthy enough. It's too much of a question mark for this Knick team who has question marks already. So that's what I'm saying. Should he have been able to play? Yes. Could he have helped the team? Yes. But I said this before the season started. I didn't think the Knicks were going to pay Cam. And that was before he even played this season. So that's what I think it really comes down to. If Cam had another year or two of control on his contract, I think this would be a different story. This is my thought. But it is what it is. Keith Turner says we have to trade RJ. He just doesn't fit with Brunson and Randall. I don't know, man. It's tough because I feel like we're in the Julius Randle situation again in a way, because last year Julius played so bad. We all wanted him out of here. Um, not just for his play, but also his antics, right? But how quickly things change in a year, right? Now we look at RJ and we're like, oh man, RJ is a detriment to the team. He's not doing anything right. He doesn't look like he fits. We don't know. Maybe next year RJ gets it together. I'm not saying we should wait till next year. I'm just telling you that's how basketball works. We don't know. Maybe RJ gets it together next year and whatever he's dealing with this year goes away. I don't know. I don't know. But I wouldn't be opposed to trading him for the right player. And that's like with a lot of guys. Like, yeah, as good as you are, there's always somebody who could be better than you and a better fit for the team. So you just got to be open to it. But I don't want to give up on RJ. But I understand where you're coming from, Keith, because he's been playing really bad and eh, on defense, should I say. Offense, this offense stuff with RJ, don't expect this to stay this way, guys. You know how RJ is a very streaky dude. He's going to get hot again, right? And he's going to be scoring his 25 plus points and having these games where he's more efficient. And you're like, oh, RJ's on fire. Look, you guys all wanted to trade him. The conversation is going to continue to happen this way all year because that's who RJ is. He's inconsistent. He's going to shoot bad and not put up the numbers. Then he's going to shoot good and put up numbers. The problem is the constant is the defense. The defense is what's been plaguing him all year. RJ had 19 points and 60% from three and 44% field goal percentage. Please stop the hate. His defense was good last night. I won't say that. It wasn't horrible. I won't say it was. I saw a couple backdoor stuff. I saw a guy get right to the rack up the middle. RJ still RJ. And then RJ is he trying to avoid foul trouble, you think, guys? Because he's putting his hands up a lot and letting guys go past him. Like he's doing a lot of this, you know. So I don't know. I don't know. Shooting wise, no. I agree. Well, this is what I'm saying. This game could be the start of it. To my point, you know how I say RJ has these moments where he gets more efficient and goes on a little streak of efficiency. This could be the beginning of it, Sherwin. Right here, 43% from the field, 60% from three, 19 points. This could be, you know, he might run off 4 or 5 of these right now. Watch. We'll pay attention to RJ because this is what RJ does. We'll see. Um, Right. That's what I'm saying, big task at hand. What happened to Ross, man? Yeah, he used to kill the Knicks, kill us. Man, an explosive talent. He was lighting us up from three. We tried to guard him on the 3-point line. He'd drive by us and dunk on us, facials, it was crazy. Yeah, Terrence was a beast. I mean, for what he did to us. Um, yeah, Obi struggled yesterday with the shot. It's tough, man. Knicks Nation 112 says Tibbs was refusing to put Cam ahead of RJ, IQ, and Grimes. And the issue is they don't have his length. You can't teach height. Shot making, Cam has it, and they don't. Tibbs needs to needs to be fired basically with Leon. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is. That's just kind of that's how things are going down, man. That's how it's going down. You can hope to see a point where Tibbs kind of gets out of his ways. It ain't never going to happen. Now, the one thing I will say that I think Tibbs could change is I think he could go to a 10-man rotation. I think he could do that because it's about talent, right? It's about having the guys who can do what he wants them to do out there. If Tibbs has the guys that he'll I think he'll play them. I think he could go to 10. I don't know about anything higher than that, but I can see him going to 10. I won't rule it out. I know he's stubborn, but he's stubborn because of the type of talent he's used to having. If you give him a little something better, I think he'll act accordingly. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I think I got my charger cord fell. All right. There we go. All right, we're good. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I think when it comes down to that. Dwayne Dennis says, I guess Mitchell Robinson will be back after All-Star break. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they say. I'll believe it when I see it. You know how Mitch is. Mitch has been very, very good at trying to stay as healthy as he can the last year and a half. He's been doing a good job. But, you know, when Mitch gets these injuries, you never know. Mitch is a tall guy. And these type of things that happen to Mitch, they can linger. I hope not. I hope he can move on from this quickly. I hope we get him back and we don't have to worry about a setback and he could stay healthy. But I'm just saying, you never know with Mitch. That's just how it is with him. Um, it's something we've seen for a long time. So hopefully he's good to go because we need him. Ain't no question about that. Mitch is needed, especially with how Thibodeau likes to play his defense. Mitch is definitely needed. Okay. All right. So let's do this. And let me see. Saw something down here. I think I saw a super chat. Hey, okay, here we go. Shout out to Willie the Champ. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for your generous super chat. He said between Tibbs, caveman style, and Randall's attitude, always complaining makes Knicks hard to watch. Yeah. People have said that. People have said they've had a tough time watching Knick games. And also, The offense is very vanilla. Some people just don't like the way the Knicks run their offense. I can't be mad at you. I understand everybody's opinion when it comes to that stuff from all sides. Like it is what it is, man. We can hope it gets a little better. No guarantees, no guarantees. Let's see. Hold on. Got anybody? Yes. All right. Salute to you guys. Thank you for joining in the chat. I see you. There's a couple more people. And thank you once again, Willie the Champ. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Louder is in the building. Anna Grill is here. Ricardo is in the building. Salute. Ashley Inc. Wiz is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Hopefully I got everybody who might have joined in. If I missed you, it's not for lack of trying. The love is there. Canal Ban Lauya in the building. Salute. Good to see you, man. D-Ras is in the building. Salute. What's good? Dripmore, everybody's favorite barber. Still Knick fans' favorite barber. The Knick community's favorite barber is in the building. What's going on, Dripmore? Okay, cool. All right. Let me get my guy in here. Another fellow gent in the building. What up, Smoking Nick? How you doing, brother?
Salute to you, bro. How you doing?
Hey, man, hanging in there, man. Another day, another Saturday.
Another Saturday. Top of it.
Yes. So what'd you think about last night's game?
I don't want to blame it on this one in particular play that we could all highlight. The lackadaisical pass, the non-effort from Jalen Brunson to get the to get the pass, which causes Maxey to score that three, which makes it like a 5-point play. They grabbed the momentum. We never could get it back. So it was that momentum swing. And I'm not saying it was the play. It was the momentum swing that gave him energy. And it was almost like a Frankenstein moment where he gets hit by electrocution and he relives, and now he's terrorizing your city. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. This.
It was a momentum killer. It killed our momentum.
Those are the plays that definitely hurt, and the Knicks are known for doing these type of things. Brunson has been a little better, but he has his moments too where he's got the ball in his hands a lot, and then people are coming at him, and then he's trying to dribble through things, and sometimes he gets caught up or makes a poor decision, like you said with that play. Yeah, the Knicks do this stuff, man. I don't know. They really do this stuff.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough, bro.
And we got to get the fact that they're professionals. So you give them momentum, they spark an interest. Now they highly focused again, and you're done.
That's the difference between the Knicks and some of these elite teams, man. These teams know how to win. They win bad games. They win good games. They win. And the Sixers have always, this year started off a big struggle for them, but I've always said when the Sixers are a great regular season team. Playoffs, we got to see because they've had their moments, but regular season, they're a great regular season team. They know how to win.
If not to jump the gun, but if and when we make the playoffs, that's the matchup I want. I want Philly.
Yeah, because the Knicks look like they can.
We can
them.
Yeah,
I think so. That you ain't lying. I see it. I don't want. There's another team the Knicks match up. Hold on. Let me not say that. No. Well, people do want Cleveland, but the Knicks play another team very well. But it's not like we match up well with them. But for whatever reason, we play them well. But I don't want to see them in the playoffs.
What, Boston?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We do play Boston well. We always competitive. They barely blow us out, but we don't always win. But we beat them more than usual for how good they are. That's true.
Yeah, but I don't. Nah. I mean, that's the one I'll kind of let's leave that one to the side. But yeah, the Cavs or Philadelphia. Yeah, I see you.
I would call that like I get it. They the first. You know what I mean? In order to play them, we got to be 8th, and then we got to win playing game, and then go and play them after. So it's a whole load of things that has to happen before we could even actually play them. But that could be if we competitive with them, we beat them. That could catapult us. Who knows where?
Like, what if I told you that the Knicks are going to make the playoffs, and their road is going to be now, and also the Knicks are playing not their best basketball, but really good basketball. Like, they still make mistakes, but they're playing like a better brand of basketball that we've seen from the Knicks for most of the year. Like when they're hitting, right?
You
and
mean
they've
like
got Josh.
The first 3 quarters of that game last night.
Correct. And Josh, yeah, exactly. And Josh Hart is a part of the mix, and he looks good too. And then I told you, our first round is the Cavs, our second round is the Sixers, and our third round is Boston.
I'll take it.
I would feel pretty good about it because you never know. I'm like, hey, I don't know.
I take it. Joel Embiid is scary because once he decides he want to be a freight train, he really hard to deal with. Like Joel, I like his game. If anybody I would give up Mitch for, it would be Joel Embiid. That's a fact. But 100%. But that's the only person I would worry. Harden is hit or miss nowadays. Like, I like his game still, but he's just too hit or miss. You know what I mean? Still trying to rely on lazy foul calls and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I never really liked this game, but he was definitely a step back sniper, and he don't got that snipe like he used to. You feel me? It's not as sharp. So I think we could deal with them. And Cleveland, they got Garland, but we put Grimes and McBride on him. He you know what I mean? He got to work extra hard, so we know he gonna have an ordeal. Donovan Mitchell, the one we got to worry about. But when it comes to Boston, they got 2 dominant wings that can shoot, score, get inside, outside, and play defense. So, and Tatum is Tatum. So, and they play team defense a whole lot better than we do. So they would be definitely the biggest threat out of those 3 teams if I was worried about any of them.
That makes sense to me. I hear you. And let me say this. Let me see. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. All right. So look, and I'm not saying anything about just going back to what you said about Cleveland. Yeah, they got Garland, something you got to deal with. But I think you can contain Garland. And I think the Cavs have been having some other issues with some of the personnel over there. Just, not they're gelling, but I'm saying like guys just haven't been playing their best basketball at certain points. But let me tell you something. And don't get me wrong, I still would have wanted him here. I'll take him right now on this team. But I mean, if we call a spade, and we're just looking at Donovan Mitchell, he's been struggling last amount of games ever since he got that 71, right? This is what Donovan, first off, he had 15 points in the game prior to that. Then he dropped 71. Then he dropped 20, 22, 46, 26. Those are good numbers. That's fine. That's what you expect. But then he had 14. Then he had 11. Then he had one little minor okay game, 24. Then he had 11. Then he had 16. Then he had 6. Then he had 19. And then he had 21. But this is not.
You think he tapering off? Is that what you're asking?
No, I think he's just going through a bad stretch of games because this last game he had 30. So that's more what you're used to from Donovan. Okay. But just the fact that when your star player that you've invested in is having those type of games and you're looking to him to be the scorer, it's tough to win those games when your star's giving you 14, 11, 11, 16, 6, 19. Sometimes that's what I'm just saying. You need more from him. And as much as we would have loved to have him here, Brunson's numbers look better than Donovan's. Just saying. Not overall, they're right there. I think Donovan's averaging what is it? What's his year to date? It's probably more because when you drop 71 on somebody, your numbers are serious.
That's really, in basketball terms, that's like just he played 2 games in 1 game. That's really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's averaging 26.9. So I mean, so he's still walloping Brunson. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I just look at the games in the most recent, and I'm just looking at box scores, and I'm like, oh, what's going on with Donovan? I don't now. Whatever. I'm not going to speculate. He's not a Knick. I can't worry about it. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, that's just stuff I look at and say, if he was with the Knicks doing that right now, Knick fans would be killing him because we're very impatient here. And, as soon as you say, well, we traded Grimes and RJ and all this other and all these picks, and then Donovan's giving you 6 points, 11 points twice, 14 points,
Oh yeah,
19 points. You know how Knicks fans would be killing him, man. That's what I'm saying. So
they'll kill him.
yeah, just something to think about. Just something to think about. Yeah, man. So let me pull this up so we can get the joint for what happened last night. Share screen. Boom. All right. Okay, so the box score looking like this for the Knicks. Then I mean, when you look at this is not bad. Like, you know, RJ giving you 19, Julius giving you 30, Brunson giving you 30, Quickly giving you 13. It's not bad output. Not bad output. Knicks had a chance to win this game when you put up numbers like this. Julius, and this is, to me, this is what I look at, guys. Like, I look at things that maybe other people don't focus on. When Brunson came out the gate scoring 20 in the first quarter, I'm like, this is Brunson's night, right? I mean, he shot 63% from the field, 50% from three. I'm like, also, he has 7 rebounds and 9 assists. So there's nothing wrong with what Brunson did last night. I give him kudos for that. He tried and did everything he could. But what I look at is, how does Julius play? Because when somebody else is going off, how does Julius react? Julius played great. 30 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 55% from the field, 45% from three. I'm not mad at that, man. And that's another reason why I say,
I don't think he has that problem.
But that's why I gotta look. I'm just looking at it because last year he had that problem. Now nobody really got crazy, but when RJ went off, remember when RJ went off against Miami, you know, the 46, whatever it is, 44, whatever it was. He had a couple other games when RJ went off. It looked like Julius. People were saying Julius is pouting, Julius is mad that RJ is getting busy. That's how bad. I mean, I don't think that's true. I'm just saying that's how bad of a space Julius was in, that people felt that they could say that stuff about his game. So, but this year, I'm telling you, Julius is way better. Not just than, last year, but I think he's better than the most improved season as well. But go ahead. What were you going to say, Smoking Nick?
I was going to say that I don't think he suffered from that problem, as you elaborated to. That last year, it was a lot of factors. You know what I mean? Your man can't go off, and then you have a bad game that night. That happens as well. But this year, I think it was been more a concerted effort to get him going early, and he has been getting going early. So now when later that we're more farther in the season, he doesn't have to necessarily get off in the first quarter no more, because he could let Brunson control it. Brunson was having his night, so Julius stepped back, let him do his thing. You know what I mean? But then when that third quarter came, you see Julius was the one that started killing in that third. You feel me? In the fourth quarter, I think they should have went back and forth, but RJ got to just do a little. RJ had a good game last night. I'm not going to say he didn't, right? But if they make the game so easy for him, he should just automatically be a more efficient. I know it's not magical and you can't just sprinkle fairy dust on him and he's just gonna be efficient, right? But when you got 2 dominant scorers on your team, it should just be easy for you now. But I know they had him running with the bench damn near the whole second quarter. You know what I mean? Then they took him out. Then they didn't bring him back in until like 30 seconds left. You know what I mean? So I get why they have him playing with the second quarter, because he really doesn't vibe with the first squad like that. We all see that he gets good looks. He gets good looks. I ain't gonna lie, I like most of his looks. It's just the driving decisions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just, that's why I thought we lost the game specifically last night. I felt like he could have just did a little more.
Well, listen, that's fair. That's a fair point. I agree with you there.
I'm not saying it's his fault.
Yeah. It's fair. It's fair. Well, that's the thing. Like, that's the difference between Julius being a number 1 and what, to me, he looks like a really good number 2, is because number 1s just find a way to get it done. Like, even if Brunson was the guy with the hot hand and controlling the show, and Julius played well enough that it's not like he was chucking or shooting bad. He could have, if he wanted to take over in the fourth and try to, like, it is what it is. Like, I can't be mad at it. But I think for the Knicks, really, it comes down to Tibbs' thing. And Tibbs' thing is not necessarily working when you need it to work. The defense. I got to do a little deep dive on this. I would love to see the Knicks fourth quarter defensive numbers, the statistics for most of the year, how they fare in fourth quarters as opposed to the other quarters. Because I feel like that's an issue for these Knicks, man. They can't stop other teams in the crunch time. Like it's trading baskets, going back and forth. When the Knicks do win, they play good and they're able to stop these guys. But when they're bad, like it's like a turnstile. Guys are getting shots off, no problem. And then how many times have we watched the Knicks game where the Knicks are allowing guys to shoot multiple threes on them in the fourth quarter? Like, we got to cut this out, man. We got to stop. Got to stop. Don't make no sense.
I like that third quarter defense where they was trapping and moving and switching everything. They should have kept that up. Where'd that go in the fourth quarter?
You tell me, bro.
I'm just asking, like, where'd that go? I'm like, yo, this defense y'all playing right now, they could not contend with it. They was switching. They was doubling Joel at the right times. They was switching to Harden. They was cutting, standing there. I'm like, yo, that's great defense. I ain't ever seen y'all play sequences of back-to-back defenses like that. I'm like, wow, I like it. And then they blew it in 2 plays, lost the momentum and lost the game. And I'm just making a major sum, you know. It was a lot of little pepper things in there that contributed to us losing.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And hope the connection is okay. I'm seeing on my end it's a little spotty, man. It's one of them Saturdays. I don't know what to do about this. I try my best, but you know, the Spectrum just wants my money and they're giving me crappy service. So it is what it is. Yeah. Shout out to Tarnell Nettingham. I see you in the chat. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. He says, why all the Tibbs hate? You want Tibbs to start practicing on his threes or something? Listen, and that segues into the super chat. Thank you for the generous super chat, Parrish. He said, I'm out on all the pods who cap for Tibbs. He's nothing but an oppressive to struggling guys, and RJ's his next casualty. I'm off any pods who cap for Tibbs. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Is that true? Because don't McBride and Grimes play a lot of minutes every game since this year? Just because they didn't force feed him last year, we think he's oppressive?
Well, here's the thing.
Because
Grimes,
Cam didn't play the one situation, because Cam, his favorite player in the world, is not playing. Derrick Rose don't play at all. He only let him play in Chicago. He don't play at all. So now we're gonna pretend that he just picking and choosing when he clearly not.
I will say one thing that's interesting is that I've seen Julius have a bad game offensively. Not as many lately. No, he's been really good. But I've seen this throughout this season. I've seen Julius have a bad game offensively, right? And it's not like he was a world beater on defense. He was okay. He's Julius. And Tibbs didn't bench him. Tibbs didn't sit him down. Grimes has had a couple of poor games offensively, and he stays in there because of his defense. And I understand that's what Tibbs respects. But for RJ, my whole thing is I don't have a problem with, if you're not playing well, being put on the bench. You know, you should get sat down. You know, you need a moment to think about what's going on out there. Maybe watch the rest of the guys and see what they're doing well and what you're not doing well. My issue is how's Tibbs coaching these guys up? Like, how is he getting through to them, letting them know what they're doing wrong and what they should be doing right? Like, how do you improve on what they're doing out there? I'm watching RJ run amok sometimes and just go 1-on-3 when he could be passing the ball. And where's Tibbs coming in and saying, RJ, pass the ball? Or like, I watched Tibbs embarrass Obi Toppin that first year. OB, screaming at him, what this, and all the fans is like just watching OB get killed by Tibbs. I get it, he's young and you're trying to teach him stuff. Okay, if RJ's not passing the ball, just don't say RJ passed the ball. Just pass the ball, move the ball, say something so I can see that they know that you're not happy. That's what I'm saying. Like, Tibbs, he picks and chooses how he talks to guys. Like, I know he has favorites. All of a sudden, now RJ is becoming like he's and I swear to you, I thought this last year. I felt like when Tibbs got busy trying to point out different things, you guys don't watch the film and all this stuff, and then he criticized RJ for his work ethic and being in the gym. I felt like he used RJ just because he knew RJ could take it. Because no, what were you gonna say?
No, I agree with you. That happens. That definitely happens.
Yeah. I think he used RJ because he knew RJ could take it. He's a professional. He understands what he's trying to get at. And then plus he knows RJ likes to get, he wants to get better.
Yeah, he won't take this.
And I think this year he's using RJ once again as the example. You just got paid $100 million. You come into every year inconsistently. You have these slow starts, and I'm not necessarily loving your defensive effort. So I'm gonna put my focus on you, young fella. I know you. I think you can take it, and I need somebody to be an example to the rest of the young guys. Like,
RJ came out of shape. I don't have to cut you off. I'm sorry about that, but RJ came into camp out of shape. He didn't even play basketball in the summer, according to people. He was focused on the contract, getting the shoe deal, doing other things. Came out of shape, and we can see.
But
what?
Oh no, go ahead. No. I just don't want to forget. I forget things, bro.
Go ahead.
The only thing that confuses me about that is how can he be out of shape? Although technically, I guess he was out of shape. He looked like he gained a little bit of weight. I don't understand it because if you guys remember, he was supposed to play with Team Canada. He was with them early. He was doing scrimmages and practices with them. Now, I don't know what happened because then all of a sudden I didn't see him with Team Canada. He was with them early and then he wasn't. And then next thing I know, he's doing his own thing. So I don't know what happened with all that. I'm confused.
Reports came out as soon as the trade talk started. Reports came out he wasn't playing for Team Canada. Right. And then that's when you didn't see RJ in the gym with Brunson, Randall, and Obi. When everybody was scrimmaging, you did not see him. When you see him, when the shoe deal and that contract was signed, that's when you started seeing RJ.
Oh, interesting. Shout out to Lion of Judah. Appreciate you. Shalom, my brother. As always, good to see you. Kevin Middleton is in the building. Salute. Bo Ismail is here. Good to see you, man. I didn't miss anybody. Oh, Dope Soul Sports Talk is in the bit. What's going on, Steph? The Queen LATFH in command. I mean, I'm sorry, that's Latifah. That's not you. But you know what I mean. What's good? Salute to you. BN is in the building. What's good? Staffa Don is in the building. And whoa. King Ribby's here. Salute, King Ribby. Good to see you. Appreciate you as always. Okay, so I see what you're doing, Queen. I see you. Okay. Listen, man, I think this whole Tibbs thing is funky. I think Tibbs is doing some stuff I don't necessarily like. I was giving him a lot of credit for what he had, what he basically turned these Knicks into once he made that decision to shorten the rotation. However, I do think that he needs to really think about going to a 10-man rotation if Josh Hart is now going to be in the mix, because like I said before, Josh Hart got traded for 3 guys that weren't in the rotation. So you got to make a change here. And I don't think some of these guys should suffer. I think if you do that, you're going to get less good play out of them. Like McBride is starting to get comfortable out there. Now you want to take minutes away from him. I mean, it's going to happen naturally, but I'm just saying, don't relegate him to the bench. Like, keep him in the mix somehow. I think that helps him, and I think he helps us.
So it's concerned that certain players will lose minutes because
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, but don't bench him though. You keep him in the mix.
I don't think McBride getting fully benched. Now McBride played too hard, and his defense is he's a catalyst to helping us turn our season around, and so we could even have a competitive season that we're having right now. He played a part. So I don't think he's going to get benched. That's why Rose and Fournier got benched for Grimes and McBride. That's literally what happened. So I don't think they're going to turn around and just completely not play him.
Yeah, but you know the funny thing is I can't even be mad because look, Josh Hart didn't. We thought we might see him yesterday. We did see him in street clothes, but we thought he might play. He didn't play. And if you look at what Deuce only had 9 minutes, and that's without Josh Hart out there. So I'm like, what am I gonna say? Like, if this is what you're gonna give the kid anyway, like like you telling me you giving Deuce 9 minutes with no Josh Hart. So when Josh Hart's get Deuce benched, Deuce ain't playing. I mean.
I see the logic. I definitely get the logic.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a shout out to the chat once again. Amani, the great Minneapolis King out there. Salute to you. Andy in International Andy's in the building. Jay Ellis, Nick of Time Show is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. And let me put everybody's name up there. I like to get you on the screen too, man. What up? Salute. Dro loves to hate is in the building. I saw you earlier. I just didn't. I missed your chat. So I'm sorry, brother. Shout out to you. Our Future Media is in the building. Salute. Good to see you. Yeah, man. I just think that we're in a situation where Tibbs made sense for him to shorten the rotation because he wanted to go with guys that
can I ask you a
trusted.
Question?
Yeah, go ahead.
On that 10-man rotation, how many players were we playing before he even went to the 9-man rotation?
Between 10 and 11.
So he's capable of doing that. He was giving everybody the opportunity at the beginning of the season. So to pretend doesn't give people opportunities is a false narrative.
But I think, him going 10 or 11 is not Tibbs' character. So it was out of character for him. And so when he made this change, it goes back to his regular principles. So people are like, well, now that he's put his foot down and he's doing things this way, what's the likelihood that he's going to go backwards? You know what I mean? But I think he should, because now Josh Hart is talented. Okay.
Sure.
Now, so if you didn't feel comfortable with Cam because of whatever's going on, because we know it wasn't Cam's play all the way, it's this personal stuff going on. Josh Hart has to play. So get him in there. Don't shortchange the guys who have been here breaking their back to try to help this team. Just add one more guy to the mix. Instead of 9, go 10. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And Josh Hart plays defense. So what are we talking about? I think it worked.
And I think Sims has earned minutes. Hartenstein has earned minutes. Grimes has earned his minutes. McBride has earned his minutes. Everybody that gets the opportunity to play is earning their minutes. So even Fournier, when he's sprinkled in there sometimes, tries to earn his minutes. So the best he can. So I agree. We should go 10-man. I agree with that.
Yeah. And I see what Nick of Time, Jay Ellis says, the problem is when we went to 9, we started winning more. I agree, but we also started winning more.
How is that a problem?
No, I'm saying that's the reason why, like, it's hard for him to add more to the mix, because his thing worked. He lessened the rotation. We started winning. So why am I going to add more to it? But the difference is we lessened the rotation and we got guys who were more defensive liabilities out of the mix, right?
Correct.
And who wasn't giving us necessarily the scoring to help the team. So we just put them on the bench and we said, we'll work with these guys to give us more defense, and we're able to score with them. And Deuce aside, Deuce was just, better defensively. So I'm just saying now, just add Josh Hart to the mix and make it a 10-man. We do know that once Mitch comes back, Sims is the odd man out, right? You guys know that, because
we know who it is.
Yeah, right. So it is what it is. Like, I'm not saying he's going to go 11 when everybody's healthy. He's going to stay 10. I can see that. I can see that happening.
And I can see Sims playing based on matchups. You know what I mean? He might need a little stronger, at the power. Because I like when we lost Mitch the first time and they was doing the Sims and Hartenstein. I actually liked that. We was physical. We was flying around. And Sims is a better perimeter defender than people give him credit for.
And Nick Yak says, look, most teams play 10-man rotation. The 10th man gets 5 minutes. How does that help much? Well, here's the thing. If you guys know, last year I was barking a lot about Tibbs and his rotations and lack of making effective substitutions, right? But when you have 10 men out there, the guys are out there and they're getting at least in the flow of the basketball game, right? And some of the things. Okay, so I hate using, because I keep using the same example. I'm gonna use that Laker game that we played last year. If you remember, we played the Lakers and Malik Monk lit us up. Knicks had nobody to deal with Malik Monk. Deuce McBride was on the bench, right? Sitting there. You mean to tell me that you couldn't put Deuce in there and try to see if Deuce could slow up Malik Monk? Like, you got a guy sitting there and you just refuse to play him for whatever reason. In this case, if you go to the 10-man rotation and Deuce is a part of it, if, say, we're playing the Lakers and Malik Monk was there, he's not anymore, but if he was there, at some point, Deuce in his 5 minutes of play might be on Malik Monk. He could help to slow him down for them 5 minutes, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Just getting it gives him an opportunity for Tibbs also to see, okay, him being there. Yeah, now we need that. Let me see if I might need him more than 5 minutes because he's actually doing a good job against him. Like when Tibbs goes to these short rotations and don't play these players at all and just stays with what he's got and dudes get killed, he don't make adjustments. And that's why I get mad. But I'm saying, so the 5 minutes could matter. And it also keeps that guy fresh and keeps him in the flow of the game. When he's just sitting there on the bench, you know how many times, and this is not with Tibbs, how many times Knick coaches used to throw Ntilikina out there? Oh, we need his defense right now. Go out there and do something, young fella. Dude hasn't played all game. You want him to do something in 3 or 4 minutes? What are you expecting here? Like, I don't know. Whatever.
I agree.
That's my point.
I agree that that's not healthy for the player to just throw him out like in the last 5 minutes of a game when he hasn't played. Now you should throw him in like, second quarter, let him get a rhythm, and then, let him play like maybe the end of the second quarter so he can start the third or start the fourth, or end of the third so he can start the fourth, and then has a rhythm. So if you take him out and then you need him later in that quarter, he has a rhythm to play. So even if it's 5 minutes or say 8 minutes, right? You give him the first 4 minutes, you let him play the last 2 minutes in that fourth. In the third, then come play the first 2 minutes of that fourth, and then he has a little rhythm just from running up and down on the court, catching a sweat. You're gonna get a rhythm. So you might not have the best shooting rhythm, or see it the best because you ain't got the most minutes. But I think the 10-man rotation thing is a good idea because Josh Hart. But we just got to see how he fits, what positioning, what everything before we just start making these internal decisions. Before we even know if the dude fits with the players that we have, you know what I mean?
Right.
We gotta let them play.
And if you guys could see, the Knicks had no answer for Joel Embiid. Like this was like he was just getting whatever he wanted. He shot 77% from the field, man. 14 of 18, 35 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. They had this is where you sorely miss Mitch. Yeah, man. James Harden had a good game for him, for his standards. Like James Harden is not the same player. I don't care what nobody says, he's not. But if you can get 28 and 12, I mean, that's tough to deal with no matter what. And then, Maxey had 27. Then you got Tobias chipping in with his 12 and George's Yang with 13. Yeah, but that's and that's tough too. The other thing outside of that, in the fourth quarter, when it's game time, it's crunch time. If you got a guy shooting 77%, like how are you supposed to beat them when you it's so easy for him? Like, look at that, 77%. I don't know. Let me look at the game chart stuff. Guys, so tail of the tape, obviously Knicks lost 119-108. 76ers out rebound the Knicks 40-35. They had more assists, 27-23. Look at the steals, 8-1. Who's playing more defense? Who's more active with their hands out there? Sheesh. Blocks, oddly enough, we had 5-2. I think I'm not mistaken, Hartenstein had 2 blocks. One of them was a weird block, but he got it, so it is what it is. 12 turnovers to 6. Knicks had 12. The shooting percentage, okay, that's right there, 51.8 to 53.1. That's anybody's game. 3-point percentage, 35.9 to 34.4. Once again, that's right there, anybody's game. Free throw percentage, 77% to 68. That could play into the difference. And it's just what Smoking Nick said. There was just the play in that fourth quarter really just changed the game. Points in the paint, 50-48, similar type style of play. Second chance points, 6-4, and then fast break points, 20-19. Yeah, this is just it really came down to that fourth quarter and the execution.
It's a close in all stats besides the blocks and the free throws.
Yeah. So
and
yeah,
steals.
that's definitely what it looks like. All right, let me get that out of here. Shout out to whoa. I saw something here. Did I miss it? Shout out to Parrish Duggan once again in general super chat. He says Smoking Nick Tibbs has teachers' pets. Wake up. you know. I mean, listen, there's guys who are guys and gals, whatever, who are in favor of how Tibbs does his thing and also respect Tibbs and knows this is what you're getting from Tibbs, right? But you take the good with the bad. My whole thing, the only thing I'm really upset about today, which I've already ranted about it, is Tibbs telling me that I have no problem with Cam Reddish. He just his play was inconsistent. Like I said, don't feed me the bull. I don't want to hear that. We know what the real deal is. There's a lot of players on this team who are inconsistent, and you didn't bench them for a month and a half. Come on, man. Stop it. Just don't say nothing. This goes back to Julius last year when Julius explained. I know Smoking Nick didn't have much of a problem with it. We talked about it. Just with the thumbs down thing, just let it go. Yeah, I was mad. There were some fans doing some stuff. I didn't like it. So that was my message to them. That's it. Move on. Don't give me more. Let it go. But whatever. Julius chose to say what he said. It is what it is. That's how he felt. I'm just saying, could have been avoided. Is some of these athletes, players, they get put in this position where we want to hear what they got to say, and they're not necessarily helping themselves. Kyrie says what he feels.
You're entitled to you. You ain't gotta like.
No, it's true. But look at what happens. Look at what happens. That's the thing.
They create narratives because you did it. I know he was playing bad. He didn't play perfectly. He only averaged 20, had a down year. It's clear, right? I understand that. But we went a little overboard.
No, it got crazy. I don't want to get back into that because I'm sick of it. But yeah, it got crazy. It got crazy for real. Sure. Someone said something, and I was like, "This, there you go." Pudge Nice said something. See, I like to look at the genie in the bottle, like what's going on. He said he only did that to not play Cam. Now, I do think that he did it because things weren't working, but I also think it was his excuse to remove Cam out of it. Let me go to this 9-man rotation and I'm gonna focus on these guys and make it seem like it's not about Cam, but Cam had a lot to do with this, guys. Don't listen. You guys can't. We got to call a spade a spade. We can't front. You cannot say that whatever was going on between Cam and Tibbs wasn't playing a part in what happened. We didn't know anything behind the scenes stuff. He benched him for a month and a half, guys. So there's some stuff going on. That's all I'm saying. Like Pudge, I think you're not far-fetched when you say that this was his excuse not to play Cam too. He thought this up. The players had a meeting and
not free. It's not. You know what I mean? Why we absolving him of his part and role in getting himself benched? Whatever.
I agree.
He said got him benched.
I don't think it's fair, but I agree with you.
Life ain't fair, man. How it is. Come on, man.
I agree with you though, but I do think that Cam was very immature in how he handled this process after we've already seen him do it last year. The year before.
He used to be mad lackadaisical on defense sometimes just because he made 1 or 2 strips and plays. There was a lot of plays he was just being mad lazy and mad lackadaisical, and Tibbs was probably going crazy.
He might have been, losing his mind. Yeah. And that's the problem. He was in a situation where he had no choice but to play Cam and give him those minutes because Grimes, his dude, was hurt. So he's like, I need Cam out there. And there's probably some stuff that he had to deal with that he didn't like. And Tibbs just it got crazy at some point. So I don't know, man. For one thing is, I don't even understand like everything that was going on, because we knew the rumors that there was 2 Knicks that were unhappy with the minutes and stuff. And we found out that one of them was Rose. But not because he said it, but like, you put the writing on the wall, what Rose said, you're like, oh, it must be him. He must be one of them. And then Cam looked like he's the other one. But like Rose is Rose. Rose is an MVP in the league. Rose is Tibbs' guy. Rose can say what Rose wants to say. Cam, I don't know. I think, you should have chilled out a little bit, but that's just my opinion. It is what it is. When you're not proven, you shouldn't be doing a lot of this.
You can't come to a team, get hurt the first season, barely play when they're trying to pepper you in there, right? That's the word of the day, right? And then the next season, their main attraction that is going to get the role, which Fournier gets benched for, is still on the team, right? Fournier's still on the team. So he ain't causing no animosity or no friction. He accepted his role, shut his mouth, and took his check. Right?
That's true.
Cam,
And notice Fournier's been getting in there when Tibbs needs him. He's put him in there.
Cam said something that he shouldn't have said, or did something that he shouldn't have did, and got himself relegated to that bench, man. We can't absolve him of what he did to put himself in the position to where he got himself shipped to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah. I mean, listen, but in fairness, Pudge Nice, like I said, Cam is not absolved. Like what Smoking Nick was saying, he's not absolved of any wrongdoing here. You got to handle yourself in a professional manner, especially when you haven't, like, guys who ball can talk. When you haven't proven that you can ball, like, we know he's got the skill, but he hasn't proven he could ball. He hasn't put up them numbers consistently here. So, and he's playing for a contract. Just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, you gotta
behave, but I will say
on the line, bro.
Right. But I will say it's unfair. It is unfair that he got benched for a month and a half. That don't make no sense to me. I'm with you. I agree with that. That don't make sense. But I told y'all, when he got benched for the first couple games after that Dallas game, he looked awful in that Dallas game. And I'm telling you, whatever Cam was saying throughout that time, whatever he was barking about behind the scenes that Tibbs knew and heard, when he saw how he played in that Dallas game, that was it. He was like, "Oh, young fella, you want to talk and then you want to play like this?" Oh, Facts. No. That's what happened. I'm telling you.
Of course, that's why. Of course, you can't be running your mouth behind the scenes, probably in practice, talking about. I don't know. I'm assuming. I'm just pretending, right? And then you show up and you have games like that. Oh no, the coach is not going for it. You got to sit down.
John says, shout out to my brother John. What's good, brother? He said, no excuse for Tibbs. He likes who he likes. Cam plays basketball. He had to do the work, which he did, and Tibbs played who he wanted to play. I don't know if I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro, because like I said, I think the behind the scenes stuff that we don't know about, Cam was talking. Cam, like, these people are sharing information. Cam is talking, and he don't know. First off, Cam is he was one of the newer players to the team. Not necessarily has a bunch of allegiances. We don't know who was telling Tibbs or the brass, like, yo, Cam is saying this. Listen, you don't know about players, bro. We don't know what was being said. He rubbed Tibbs the wrong way. I mean, this dude benched him for a month and a half. And even Tibbs, I know Tibbs can be stubborn, but that's a lot for Tibbs. A month and a half, bro, that's crazy. But I agree. Look, and I can say this. This is why when Knick fans, when you listen to what I'm saying, I can say this and disagree with the fact that I don't think Cam's is innocent here, but I still think he should have played, and I still want Tibbs fired. So, I'm still that guy.
You could talent. Sometimes you could work on it and stuff, but if sometimes you're born with it as well, but you can't teach work ethic. You know what I mean? You can't teach work ethic. You either striving towards it, working on it, or got it and doing it. And one of those three, somewhere he lacked.
Yeah. I hear you. And I see what you're saying, John. He said it's a high school mentality. I agree. Like it's not the way you run an organization. But on the flip side, it's not the way you keep yourself as a professional within that organization. If we're at a regular job and John, you're the boss, and you are a boss anyway, so this fits. You're a boss and you got a guy who's one of your people underneath you and he's killing it. But every chance he gets, he's saying some slick stuff about you, the boss. And you're like, I think this guy's good. I'm giving him, the accolades, the praise. He's doing his thing, but he's killing it. And you think he's killing it. He's talking about you behind your back. And then because you might say something that he don't like, now all of a sudden, his work is not the same. It seems a little bit lax because he knows he got it. He knows he's better than the other guys. Like, he got the skills and you can see it. Aren't you going to feel a certain way? Aren't you going to want to talk to him? I think you would. And in most jobs, you'd be able to. But Tibbs is not the best. To me, Tibbs is not the best when it comes to leadership, when it comes to dealing with guys' emotions. I don't think he's that guy. So how Tibbs does things is he just won't play you. Oh, yeah, okay, young fella. I'll get you in there when I can. We'll see what you do in practice. Like, how Tibbs does his thing. That's how he is. It's crazy, but
Well, it's a learning process for both of them. I think they both learned a lesson here.
Yeah, let me see. I don't want to miss that. I seen there was some super chats in here that I hope I didn't miss anything from earlier. I see a couple. I don't want to miss anything. All right. All right. So here we go. Parrish Stugger. No, Ricardo. Oh no, Parrish. My fault, Ricardo. I'll come right back to you. Thank you for the generous super chat. He says, I wish Tibbs supporters would go be in New Jersey Nets fans. Oh man. Come on, Parrish. Oh man, shout out to you, Parrish. Shout out to Ricardo. Thank you for the generous super chat, my bro. Thank you, appreciate it. He said the problem with RJ is he doesn't do one thing good. He's as slow as a Herman monster and never finishes at the rim. We need a 3: Terrence Ross, Rodney Hood, Justice Winslow, or Kevin Love. Kevin Love, I don't know for us, because I think we need somebody who can play defense. So for Kevin Love, Kevin Love looks good on a team like Phoenix or Golden State. They could just throw him in. He fits their system. He works. They got guys who play defense. He won't be that much of a liability for them. For the Knicks, I just don't know if he does enough for us. He's not even the rebounder that he used to be. Young Kevin Love was a beast, man. A beast. This guy is older. He fits he's got his own little role, and I don't know if that works for the Knicks. Justice Winslow, scoring, he don't do much of that at all, man. I don't know about the 3 and D. The D, he has good defense. He's really good at that. Rodney Hood, I'll be honest with you, I'm lost on Rodney Hood. I haven't seen enough of him lately. I used to like the kid when he was young. I thought he was a good player. He had some skill. I don't know about Rodney Hood these days. I'm gonna have to, that you brought it up. I'll look into him, see what I think about him now. And Terrence Ross, I already talked about earlier. If Terrence Ross is the best available, then I would kick the tires. I said the Knicks, go get him, put him on the team. I mean, you play him, you play him. But if at least he's here, I just think that there might be some other guys that might pop up that are a little more active than all 3 of these guys, all 4 of them, should I say. So we'll see what they do. But I appreciate the super chat and thank you for the suggestion. But I'm definitely going to look into Rodney Hood and see what he's been doing. Let me see. Shout out. Let me say what's up to a couple people here. All right. Let me see. Infamous New King is in the building. Salute you, my brother. Appreciate you. Dan Marrero's in the building. Salute. What's good? Eric Wallace is in the building. Salute. Obviously, we said with love to Ricardo. Anthony Alvarado is in the building. Salute. Good to see you. Ahmad Assad is here. Salute. Good to see you. My guy Craig is in the building. What up, Craig? Good to see you. Once again, another generous super chat from Mr. Parrish Thugger. Thank you. My brother, he said 911 is a joke. Our emergency podcast is Tibbs Cappers. Parrish is on one today, folks. Hey, man, listen, this is a tough one, man, because Tibbs does things that you like. I don't know, Tibbs, what are you doing? Then there's the benefit of Tibbs where you're like, oh, okay, Tibbs got these guys playing. I want to give Tibbs credit for that stuff because he hasn't lost the team. They still bought it. They still have bought in. They still believe in him. So I can't, when these guys are going well on defense and they're out there, I feel like Tibbs gets credit for that. He should. Shout out to Eddie F. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for being here. Also, shout out to Glamour Knicks. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Good to see you as always. Yeah, I just think it's tough, man. It's tough. Yeah, I don't know. Boogie Down BX is in the building as well. Good to see you. Salute. Stafford Don. Did I say your name before, brother? I feel like I keep seeing it, but I don't know if I mentioned you. Stafford, appreciate you, my brother. Don't let him fool you. Once again. Oh, no. My brother. Yeah, Yeah, man. Stafford, you busy today, man? I thought you said you wanted to talk about something. There was a take I had last week that you wanted to chop it up about. Hey, the stage is there, brother. I'll put the invite out if you want. If you still remember what it was, by all means, you're welcome to talk about it. Yeah, I just Alawai said he just want to run up and down and shoot. Chauncey ain't gonna have too much of that either. Knox gonna get those minutes. Watch. Well, the only thing I did say about Cam's game when it comes to this stuff is I feel like Cam is a very he's a rec center type baller. You know, and you go out there and just play. I don't know how he fits too much with the system stuff. I'm not saying he can't play in the system. I'm just saying when you allow him to just go play, this is when you see Cam just get busy. So
It's funny.
oh man. Shout out to Paris Dugga. Salute once again the generous super chat. Man. I don't want to read that one, but I put it up for you. Jeez. Paris, you are definitely on it today.
For real.
Shout out to Keyshawn. Appreciate
we get
you.
it, Paris. You don't like Tibbs. We get it, fam. We got it. We got you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I figured that was happening. Hinton says Hart is active tonight. Good. Which I expected. So we'll get to see him in action. We'll see how much and this is going to be interesting, guys. Pay attention to this, right? Because remember when we got Cam. Remember how long it took before Cam got into the lineup, before Tibbs played him. Now look at Hart. Let's see. Not only is he active today, let's see how he plays and how much time Tibbs gives him. If he gives Hart 20 minutes, that already shows you what he thinks about Hart's game in comparison to what he thought about Cam's game. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying, I know Hart was getting 30 plus minutes, but that has nothing to do with the Knicks. Tibbs will do what he feels necessary for. If he gives Hart 20 minutes, you know that shows you how he thinks about Hart compared to when we got Cam over here. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, man. So speaking of my guy Hart, which is it's really good that he's finally going to suit up, and I think he'll be able to help them. And I think that Tibbs also feels comfortable that the schemes that he runs is very we see it. It's like nothing too complex. So Hart should be able to figure out what's going on and adapt well. I don't think there should be an issue there. So there's no reason for him not to give him some love out there. So I expect to see Hart. I expect to see Hart at least 15 minutes. I don't know about much more than that, but we'll see. But I mean, you guys looking at Josh Hart, I mean, this is the difference. Like, even when you look at Terrence Ross and these other guys that we talked about that are possibly on the buyout market, like Josh Hart is averaging 9.5 points for the season, 8.2 rebounds, and 3.9 assists. That's got to help the Knicks immediately. And I was looking at video of Hart as a facilitator. Hart, he's really good at finding others on the court and creating opportunities. And he likes to push the ball. He likes to get out there in the fast break. And the fact that he's such a good finisher, shooting 70+% at the rim. Yep. I mean, I think that have you guys noticed that Obi don't run no more?
Who's that on?
I don't know. I'm like, Obi's thing was he was the leak out king, B. Like, he was out there. What's going on? Why? I don't know what's going on, but I do think that Josh Hart being here, and we know Obi's still on the team, I think Josh Hart can make Obi better. I think those two running out there in the second unit, this is why I don't want Josh Hart in the first unit, because I just think his impact on the second unit would be so much better, and he's a good rebounder, so that helps on that side of it too. Obi, who's 6'9", is not a good rebounder. Josh Hart may average more rebounds than Obi, and I don't even think that's a question. So I really like the combination of them out there. I think Obi will get better. I think he'll make RJ get better opportunities too, because Josh Hart just plays really good team basketball.
Yeah, I agree with that. wholeheartedly. Like you said, he's a good finisher, and he's a way better passer that shows up on paper. So all those factors, we just needed a better ball handler too. So, and he is a better ball handler. Not the best 3-point shooter, but we get another drive.
True. John said, "Come on, Ron. We know why that is." And Sherwin said, "Obi can't leak out if he's trying to get a rebound." Look, if you're gonna try to get a rebound, get the rebound. If not, I'd rather you leak out. Get up out of here and do what you normally do, because that provides a different dynamic to the team. People can't run when Obi gets out there. People can't run with him. He gets a lot of easy opportunities. That's part of Obi's point total that is dropped, is because he's not getting those fast break, those leak out points. Notice he would get like between 4 and 8, fast break points a game for us. We're not really getting a lot of that. That helps. And it also keeps the defense honest too, because then they got somebody spying like, oh, we got to watch Obi. He keeps leaking out. That's one less defender that's in the paint at the time of grabbing a rebound or whatever it is, because they're already trying to, hedge out there to stop Obi.
Get back to leaking out now that we got another person that can secure the rebound.
Yeah, Parrish is funny today, bro. He said the Knicks throw one lob a month around. Obi shouldn't run. Shout out to you, Paris. Thank you for the generous super
and
chat,
them infinite $2 chats, man. Shout out to you,
man. Yeah, man. Like it is what it is, B.
What within itself.
Jay Ellis said the Cam and Grimes scored the same amount of points per game here, but Grimes did it with better field goal percentage and better 3-point percentage and better defense. That is an emotion based on check the numbers, correct. Sorry, that's the correct. But I hear you. But no, that's a good point. That has something to do with it. That's as I said before, when we talked about inconsistent play, Grimes has had some stinkers out there. He's been better, much better now than he was earlier, but he had some stinkers early. But his defense, Tibbs is like, I need him out there for that defense. And that's what kept him in the game. So I hear you on that. Okay, so Knicks 100 has an issue here. Hey, what's up? Salute to you, my brother. He said the problem with Hart is he is exactly what we have, an abundance of players, 6'6" and under. Yes, it makes us more agile on defense, but it did nothing to address the problem. Teams shoot right over us. There's a very true statement, and unfortunately, there's nothing we could do about that right now. The Knicks 100, we need a little bit of an overhaul when it comes to that. That might require us to move off of RJ later in life, or I don't know who else we would want to trade, but like if we did a blockbuster trade, and brought in somebody, I would think maybe RJ's going, maybe Grimes is going. Depends if the Knicks ever want to part with him, but like we would have to do an overhaul to get some guys in here that are taller to answer those questions. It's not going to happen overnight. And unfortunately, when you think about it, Josh Hart is the best small guard / forward type guy that we can get in here, because he plays bigger than his height. I mean, that's all we, it's the best we can hope for. The guy gets more rebounds than our centers. That's disgusting, by the way. It's disgusting. This dude had 18 rebounds against us. I'll never forget that. That one's going to haunt me forever. That was going to haunt me forever. Shout out to Eddie F. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said, Ron, do we have splits on Hart shooting off the dribble versus off catch? In highlights, he seems to shoot a lot of step backs, which would lower his percentage. Interesting. Let me see if I could pull that up while we talk about some other stuff. And if I can't get it, I'll try my best to see if I can get it for you, man. But if I can't get it, I might have to shout out to my guy D's World of Hoops and see if he can do that. He's great at reading these statistics and numbers and finding stuff. So we'll see. But I think I might be able to pull that up. Yeah, man. So what do you think about knowing that we might we're going to see him? He's going to be active, most likely. Josh Hart playing for the Knicks tonight, bro.
Yeah, off and running. Just start to get that feet wet so he could dive in that pool, man, because he is supposed to help us. Hopefully he just contributes, you know what I mean? However he contributes, that doesn't really matter. I just hope it's towards a winning effort, 100%.
Yeah, I'm I'm with you on that. I hope that it is towards a winning effort. I mean, look, the Knicks really should be able to beat Utah tonight. I mean, Utah hasn't been as hot as they were before. I think teams have kind of found out what Utah likes to do. Now, they were so shocked by what they were doing early, but now I think they know what Utah likes to do, and they're putting up better defensive fronts against them.
Yeah.
So it's not as easy for Utah to get crazy with it like they was doing. Like early was nuts. Yeah, Utah was on one, man.
And it's our last opportunity to beat them again too. So
Right, right. Shout out to DJ Space Ghost. I see you. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for being here. I saw your name earlier, but I forgot to shout you out, I believe. Yeah, this looks a little difficult here. I'm gonna have to do some digging. I'm gonna see if I can find it though. I got you, bro. I'm gonna keep looking. Yeah, it might take me a little longer than I expect here. Josh Hart has 6'9" wingspan, which is another good thing.
yeah, I just read that.
That benefit. Like the other guy that has longer wingspan than him probably for his height is Deuce McBride, because Deuce is what, like 6'2", 6'3", and his wingspan is like 6'9", 6'10", or something like that. He's got some long arms, bro.
Yeah, he got some long arms.
Yeah. Another thing, like I'm wondering, let me see. I have it still up, do I? Yeah, what did Deuce do? Yeah, no. See, one of the things that I liked about Deuce's game is that he used to get into the passing lanes a lot. He can get steals easy. I've noticed he hasn't been doing as much of that. I don't know. Maybe it's how he's being used on defense.
Yeah, and the team's been screening a lot more. They've been,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
especially when I see the active hands more at home. We get a lot more steals, and I don't think it's really relative, but sometimes they don't let us reach as much as other times they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like last night,
Mm-hmm.
they wasn't letting us reach, I would say, but because there was a couple opportunities where dudes didn't use they used their hands just ever so slightly and was getting foul calls on them. Now
Right.
it wasn't like real abrasive or abrupt to where it's like, oh, it was clear that it was a foul.
Uh-huh. I agree with you on that. And once again, shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys. Smash that like button. Show your love for the show, man. Shout out to Travel Vibes. I saw you earlier too, man. See, it's starting to come back. I see y'all, but I may not have mentioned y'all. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. And once again, shout out to Jay Ellis and the Nick of Time show. If you guys haven't already checked out, there's some new people that may not be aware. Check out the Nick of Time show. The show is great, really good content. The other thing is the show is one of the pioneers of this whole Nick content thing, man. Don't sleep on Jay Ellis, man. Show him some love. Nick of Time show has been around since kind of the beginning, man. There's only a few shows that you could really point to in the beginning of all this thing that kind of, laid the grounds for the rest of us to get out here and do it. And Jay Ellis is a part of that big time. And for those who may not know, I just like to say it real quick. Jay Ellis is also one of the catalysts to really launch KnicksFanTv. Okay, you see where it's in the stratosphere right now, but Jay Ellis was there at the inception to really get it going and get it bigger. So shout out to him, man.
All right,
He's another pod father out here. What? Okay, Deuce with Hart, or is Hart taking Deuce's minutes? Yeah. Shout out to El Survey, appreciate you. I think I think as soon as it comes out, when you typed it, that's exactly what's happening. Hart is going to be affecting Deuce's minutes as well as other guys' minutes. But then again, you never know. What could happen is
play together.
That's what I'm going to say. Like if Tibbs sees certain things out there, there might be certain rotations. He's going to having Josh Hart here. Tibbs is going to try to play around and see what works. So he may see something with Deuce and Hart out there. He's like, yeah, I like this. We'll see.
I wouldn't feel the chemistry, but I would definitely put them. I would definitely see what all the matchups and lineups look like. You got to put them with everybody. See what chemistry builds. See if you could work on something.
Oh my God, the acne assassin! Crazy, man. You guys are crazy. Somebody said something. Stafford Don said not going to debate on Cam. He out of here. Blame Lloyd and McMillan on Cam development, who drafted him instead. Blaming everything on Tibbs for his progress, which was the most ridiculous take. Oh, so that was it. Listen, so that's the thing. I'm not gonna say that. Cam. Another person you could blame for Cam's issues is Cam. Don't forget, Cam has a lot to do with Cam's issues, guys. Regardless of whether Cam came to the Knicks or went to another team, Cam, what we saw Cam for is what Cam does. Okay. So Tibbs, how he treated Cam, don't love it. But I also said once again that Cam was immature at how he handled the situation. What player silently asked for a trade from a team professionally, right? And they kept it on the reps. We didn't even know about it until after the fact, right? That's how they respected him, and the way he brought it to the attention of the Hawks was professional. And he played. He didn't make any waves while he was there. So good. He handled himself all right. But then he comes to the Knicks, and apparently he makes another trade demand because he's not getting the playing time. He wants to get up out of here. Then he says he did it when everybody knows he did. You're like, if you're gonna do it, don't throw the rock and hide your hand. Like, be a man about it. You're a man. You're not a young kid. You're not in college no more. You're a professional basketball player. This is like your fourth year. Like, what are we doing? I'm just saying, I don't like that part of it. But as far as inconsistent play and what Tibbs said, there's a lot of guys on this team that are inconsistent. So stop with that narrative, Tibbs. I don't want to hear it. I don't believe it. You're selling groceries and dreams out there. I don't know what you're doing. I don't believe any of that. But I do understand that to a lot of fans, we saw games where we were losing. We had no answer for players. We didn't have healthy players, and Cam is just sitting there on the bench. That's infuriating and frustrating. So that part, I'm with you. He should have played. Don't make no sense. I don't know, Smoking Nick. I don't know. Cam is going to come. No, I will say this, though. I do believe Cam is going to come back to haunt us. Some nights he's going to light it up because he'll be able to play over there.
Yeah, I did like Cam's game. And do I think he should have got more opportunity? Yes. But I'm not going to sit there and blame the coach for him messing up the feng shui of the team for a player that just gets there. Like, we're not going to mess the feng shui of the team up for Josh Hart neither. So, you know what I mean? We already have things established. Either you come in and you get on the program or you get out the program. It's clear how we running things over here. So, and should it be ran like? I think it should be ran like that so it don't get out of control like how it got out of control in the 2000s when I was growing up. It got out of control. Shall I remind you? But I won't.
Listen, bro. No, you ain't lying. It was wild. It was a lot of stuff going on, man. There's a lot of stuff going on.
So for him, you're not just coming here and just getting opportunity because you got the talent and you just deserve opportunity. Don't come and work your way from the bottom up like everybody else does in life to get to somewhere that they're going, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but you got to pay your dues, you got to pay homage, and you got to show respect. That's just how it is. And I'm not saying those are fortunate qualities to have. I'm just saying that you can't just skip the line unless your talent is there. And he wasn't skipping the line with his talent. It's just not happening.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Like it is what it is. It just he didn't get. Listen, there's a reason why Cam wasn't drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like he wasn't that guy. He definitely had the talent to be that guy, but he didn't show it, and that's how talent evaluators dropped him down on the list because of that. There's something that was missing, but
that fire.
Yeah, it's that fire and the intensity.
Fire in the belly, the laziness. It's that lackadaisicalness. You can see it if you watch the games.
Yeah.
Just because his layup was fancy and he hit the 1-3 from the corner against Memphis doesn't mean he needed to play every single game. Like, you see, he was winning when he got benched, regardless. Could we have won more games if he played? Potentially. Who knows? Hypothetically, anything could happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely something there, but Listen, guys, I know we're gonna be talking about it for a little bit while it's still fresh in everybody's mind, but we're gonna have to move on from Cam. He ain't here no more. So I mean, it is what it is. Like it's gonna be tough because we're gonna see he's gonna have some games where again we're like, damn, he could have been doing that in a Knick uniform. But Tibbs is here and Cam
We
ain't.
suspect. We don't know.
No, I know
We
it's not.
suspect.
But I know that the guy has enough talent that I've seen guys with less talent light it up. So I think he's going to have some moments. I feel like it's going to happen. And for whatever reason, I'm trying to do a deep dive on this. I would have to do it like off channel. Eddie F. I'm sorry. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the generous super chat once again. But I have to catch that shooting off the dribble and off the catch a little later. I'll take a look at it. I started so I can come back to it. And I'll definitely try to see if I can find that information. Maybe we'll even bring it up on SKF Weekly on Monday night. So
John,
yeah, but I got you in mind.
Has a great point.
Well, the problem is that we as fans don't know what opportunities we're given, but we also don't know what type of energy players put on in practice. Very true. That is true. That's the thing. Like we don't know. We don't get to see it. And we also got to watch the film. As Tibbs said, you got to watch the film. You got to see. I love when he says that. Oh man,
I had to laugh because it's funny. You really do though.
Yeah. And he also said, if I'm told that I will have an opportunity to start, if I bring it in practice and I squash my comp, I expect to get the starting nod. End of story. Tibbs likes who he likes. That's all it comes to. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a favoritism in a moment. But then again, we don't know. I still have this feeling that RJ be getting busy in practice. That's just how I feel. I think, sometimes the bright lights and stuff, even though he doesn't look phased in moments, I just feel like sometimes I think him and Cam be going at it, and I think RJ might be getting him. Cam probably gets him too. I just think maybe RJ is just more comfortable, and RJ got more strength and more body on dude. Pause. He can really back him down and get where he wants to go. So
regardless of inconsistency, RJ got that dog and that fire in his belly, man.
Yeah. But all right, well, we'll see what happens, guys. Like I said, I don't hate Cam. I wish the best for him, and I do think it's a raw deal. And I'm glad that he was traded. And so now with Portland, he can kind of fight to show his worth and get himself a new contract because nobody wants to affect that young man's money.
And they got a nice jersey up there too.
You know what I mean? Why not? Why not? And shout out to David L. Yeah, I agree with you. This is what we were kind of talking about. Josh Hart can score. It depends on how you use it. We've seen Josh. I think Josh Hart's put up 50 and 40 and 40. He's had moments, like he's had big moments. Josh Hart can score. It depends on how you use him. If you don't have anybody else and you need Josh Hart to do it for you, he will do it. It's just in Portland with the other weapons they got over there. It's not easy for Josh to really be a part of that offense. With the Knicks, it may not be that easy either behind Brunson and Julius and RJ. But this is another reason why I want him on that second unit, because he can make the second unit his own. Like he can really be a big part of that second unit, and we need that because that second unit is a little lost sometimes. Although they have been playing, guys, you notice the second unit's been playing better defense lately, and they've been kind of keeping us in games or even sometimes giving us leads. They're kind of going back to that second unit of old. All we need is Obi to get back to some of his stuff, and that second unit's gonna take off, man. Obi can just get some of that back, leak out, get them easy layups and dunks, and put pressure on the defense. We need that.
If he leaks out, then we may give up those old boards, and that's part of that.
That's fine. That's
that's becoming a problem. That's why he ain't been leaking out as much because they don't be grabbing rebounds because they don't be boxing out all the time, and I'll be watching that all. They don't be boxing out, and I'm like, box out. Then you're getting boxed out by dudes that's smaller than you. I'm like, come on, man. You should know how to spin for a rebound. You know what I mean? Clear and grab it, man. Come on. Y'all jump high enough to get the rebounds. Y'all just don't box out. Every time Sims, he just jumping straight. I'm like, box out.
I agree.
I'm like, but that is coaching. Like, why are you not teaching fundamentals in basketball like boxing out?
Yep. And listen, Smoking Nick, what's your point? The whole thing. That's why he hasn't been leaking out because he's trying. We need to get those rebounds because we're losing out. Look down, buddy. This is why Obi can start getting out there again because Josh Hart, get him with that second unit. The dude rebounds better than Obi in his sleep. You know, we you know. So I'm just saying, like that's gonna help. Shout out to my guy Jigga Man Porto in the building. One of the big three, the trifecta. Him, Phil, my guy Hector over at Knicks Morning Brew. All right, currently still on the DJM Sports Network, but they are also transitioning and having their own channel being moved off. They're still connection, but they're doing their thing. Shout out to them guys. If you haven't checked out Knicks Morning Brew, please do. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. And if you're into that Yankee talk, check out Yankees Morning Brew Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to Parrish Duggar. Thank you for the generous super chat. He said if we watch JR's film, we would sue him for last year.
You gotta let that go, Parrish Duggar. That was last year. It's Julius two-time Randle now, whether you like it or not, buddy.
Yes, let's go. We got the new and improved Julius 2.0. This is the real Julius. Please stand up. He's here, folks. Let's praise him. Let's praise him while we got him because you know what? There's nobody else doing it like he's doing it. It's just him and Brunson.
And if you look at his stats, right? Last year it was literally his worst season of his career. His stats literally been ascending every single year. Turned himself from a role player to a sub-star player.
Yeah.
So you could hate that, but we got it.
Exactly. And then that's what I'm saying. Dro loves to hate. I agree. I think Hart will help unlock Obi. I think his transition game, how he likes to get out and run, how he finds the open man, how he finishes at the rim is going to put pressure on the defense. They're going to try to collapse and stop Hart from getting to the rim. Hart's going to be in a position to pass the ball to someone else who gets an opportunity to score. And also, his rebounding kind of helps with the team overall rebounding, allows Obi to take some more liberties and get out there and start the breaks. So yeah, this is a good move. This could be a really good move once everything gets underway, but guys, this is a good move. So for those who are a little skeptical, because you know there's Knick fans that are skeptical, it took Knick fans half a year, some Knick fans, to really buy into what Brunson can do. Now you see Brunson dropping 30s and 40s, and then you're like, oh, Brunson can play. Guys, this was always there. It's just he didn't have an opportunity to get the ball as much and have the ball in his hands. Now, what we need him to do is kind of do what he did last night, where you score and still facilitate, still move the ball around. That last night was a perfect Brunson. And I don't mean perfect in every aspect of the work because nobody's perfect. But as far as what you want to see out there with the rebounding and the assist and the point total, and he shot efficiently, like you can't ask for more. We'll be haters if we ask it for more than this. We got to stop. Eddie F said, Julius learned. He's doing things right just as we asked and expected. He's just not a clutch closer. Still won't want him out there though. Yeah, and I think that's fair. And I don't know if, but I know what Parrish is trying to say too. I get your point because as Knick fans, if you look at what happened last year, that's where the narrative was. Like this year, the narrative is all about RJ. Hopefully next year, the narrative won't be about anybody. We've moved on from this whole bad RJ play. We've moved on from Julius Randle play. And then we're wondering like what are the pieces we need to get the Knick team better. That's what we should be focused on, not this other stuff. But hopefully
what's going to happen is going to be trade RJ all summer.
I know.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
All right, let me drop this down. No, Parrish, to your question, I'm not happy with him not moving the ball. I think that he got a little caught up too much in the ISO and scoring and realizing, because remember, as much as we're seeing it, Brunson's seeing it too, guys. Brunson saw what he could do with Dallas, and in limited spurts, he lit guys up. In the playoffs, you saw what he did. But now that he's been doing it with the Knicks, getting the ball more and doing it more consistently, he's also seeing, oh, man, I can get what I want. I mean, you put Kawhi on me, I'm still getting to the rim. Like, Brunson sees this stuff, too. He's like, okay, I can get what. So And when he sees other guys struggling, he feels like it's his time to make that move and shine, because someone's got to step up outside of Julius. And if RJ's not doing it, Brunson feels he should be the one doing it. But sometimes you get too caught up in that.
He physically out there that's scoring as consistent as Randall does. You know what I mean? We might not like how Randall scores, but he's JB. He got to put his head down and get his, because he know he can.
Right, I agree, and that's the thing. Like, but the only thing you don't want Brunson to lose sight of is that he is still a point guard.
For sure.
He's and you know what, Sherwin, if you look at last night's game, is there anything wrong with what Brunson did? And please, I hope the answer is no, because the dude shot efficiently. He shot 30 points. I mean, he had 30 points, 7 rebounds from his height,
7 assists,
and 9 assists.
See what I'm saying? He almost
like
had a
there's
double.
there's nothing more you want from what he did. This is the type of game you want bottled. You want Brunson to show this as much as he can,
as much as possible.
Yeah.
As much as possible. I'll take that 7 assists with 30 points. It's good.
Yeah. Now, yeah. I hear you, Jay Ellis. Yeah, he's definitely been trying to make an effort. Listen, shout out to us in the Knick community and the Knick chat and all the circles. These Knick players and players around the league, they see what we be talking about, man. They may not acknowledge any of it because they can't, or they choose not to because they don't want to add more fire to it. They see what we be talking about on Twitter and on these platforms. They know. They know. So listen, Brunson knows, hey, that guys have been like, yo, this guy's getting a little ISO heavy. He ain't passing the ball. And in the last couple of games, he has been trying to move the ball a little bit more. Let him cook. Let him do what he's got to do, man. We need him to be.
Sometimes, Ron.
I know, right?
No, it seems like after we have these shows, and you watch all the daily shows, and then you'll watch the player play the next game, and he's doing things that we've been talking about. And
I'm saying, man.
That's not ironic, man. That is
no, it's not. And guys, don't get it twisted. Don't think that they're not. And even if they're not, you know those 12 coaches that be behind the head coach, not 12, but they'd be like 6. Them 6 coaches, they trying to get edges too. They're like, oh, I wonder what Knick Talk is talking about. What the fans think about our players. They look too. And then they'd be like, on the slow, Tibbs, I think, Brunson's numbers lately, he's been really ISO heavy. He hasn't been moving the ball. Look at our assist totals. They're kind of gone down. We need to kind of get us out there and start moving the ball. And you think that's coming from them. Not that it's not. I'm just joking. They're coaches. They see it. But don't think that they're not watching too. Like, people see what's going on, how the fans feel about it. We watching the games. And another thing is
the coach don't have to necessarily be tuned in to have a assistant's friend. They got kids, they got sons, they got daughters, they have families. They know.
Yeah, they see it. And Tibbs definitely sees it because he watches the tape. You guys got to watch the film. You're not watching the film.
They see it for sure.
Shout out to Snipes Entertainment. Appreciate you. He said, I know y'all didn't think that the Knicks would beat the Sixers again. Yeah, actually, I did. I did think they were going to beat them again. I'm sorry. No, but I knew it was going to be tough. I have this thing about revenge games. Whenever you beat a team, the next time that team comes back at you, or your team itself, you have a shot to really, dig in and like, okay, they beat us last time. That's like an extra added incentive. And for 3 quarters, it looked like the Knicks was about to walk out of here with a dub. I'm just saying. All right, listen, I didn't say that this is how you should run your organization. I just said that they see it. Otherwise, like Ron, still Knick fans, any professional who takes advice from here will soon be unemployed. Thank you. All right, I see how you feel. Otherwise, appreciate you. And keep in mind, we're all Knick fans here. No one's better or greater than anybody else. We all just giving our takes on what we see. This is how we view things as fans. I'm not the most analytical. I am not a former coach, nor am I a current coach. I watch the Knicks as a person who's a fan. I've seen them play great. I've seen them play bad. I've seen the ups and the downs. I was there for the 90s Knicks. That was my team. You don't know how many times I had to almost get into fights in the lunchroom because dudes were trying to talk crazy at me in the 90s. I wasn't having that. Okay, I'm a Knick fan. So that's just how it is, man. Snipes Entertainment said Embiid and James Harden can run the table if they want it. Yeah, they could. I mean, Embiid definitely could. James Harden is not the same James Harden. What you saw from James Harden was like the best of James Harden, because this is his new game. He's not efficient anymore, but he can still get those rebounds. He still gets assists, and he can score some points. But if you expect James Harden to give you 30 on a given night, no. I mean, he can do that here and there. He's a different guy. And one more thing he said, I'm mad because Ewing could have played with Bernard King. Yeah, that stinks. Yeah, you lose out on opportunities. Sherwood said, Ron, you should volunteer at a local school as a coach. Man, I get so much stress with fellow Knick fans. You think I want to deal with these little kids? I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro.
Real.
It's tough. Nah, I mean, I appreciate that, Otherwise. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Listen, it's more about just being able to chop it up with guys, man. Like John said, when we created this thing, we like talking Knicks basketball. We do it amongst ourselves. So why not just talk amongst other people and see their vibe and see what they think about it? It's all good. We all just want the Knicks to win. And one day, I still think in my lifetime, I'm gonna see the Knicks get a championship. I feel it. It's gonna happen. I hope I'm able to
be as close as we could ever come.
Yeah, I hope I'm not dribbling with them.
That's the start.
Yeah, as long as it happens when I'm still at a somewhat age. I don't want to be dribbling with them like from the mouth, like not. I want to be able to still see who that is, who that number 45. He good. I don't want to be that old before I see them doing something for real. Let me see. Craig says, "What's with AD hating on Bron sitting down, not interested in his teammate hitting the shot that passed Kareem?" I don't want to speculate. It didn't look good. It was captured. It didn't look good. But look, I mean, hey, you know what I mean?
That's just the way
First off, I don't want to talk about it. It's a great accomplishment for LeBron. Good for him. Way to do your thing, Bron. If Bron was a Knick all these years, I would be in love with Bron and his game. So I'm not going to be talking negatively about him. I will say that I think that look, I just said that, and now I'm going to say something negative. I just don't like the hamming it up for the camera type stuff. Like I don't like that part of it.
But he knows it's his moment. I
don't like all that stuff.
He got to get
Yeah,
I
don't like all that stuff.
But can we continue?
Yeah. I don't like all that stuff. But I hear. Oh, so Sherwin, is that what you do? You volunteer to coach with the kids? I mean, if you do, that's great, man. I just like, it's tough right now. I got a lot going on, so I can't really add anything more to my list anyway. Yeah, DJ Space resemble the old man waiting for the Knicks to win the next one. I hear you. I'm with you on that, man. One day we'll get there. They just got to build smart. I don't know if Tibbs is going to be the guy to get us to the promised land, but whatever. I give him credit for what he did do to get us to this point. Now, maybe we can find somebody else to take us the rest of the way. Let's see. Let's see if there's somebody out there. A lot of people talking about Jay Wright. I don't know how Jay Wright would be see, some of the thing with these college coaches, they don't always work out being head coaches. Like, look at what Boston did. And his coach, their head coach still is not, he's in the upper management because he couldn't get them to the next level.
And then they did what they did to MA.
Yeah, and then what happened with MA, right? Yeah, and then the other guys, the Rick Pitino's of the world, great college coaches. When it came to the NBA, not so much. Did John Calipari?
They got good influences making young men into grown men and building them that way. Like
right.
NBA, it's a different standard. You're more of a contract player, so it's like a contractor. So if they don't like you, you could be shipped at any moment. And in those low level situations, it's even harder.
Yeah,
they shipping you to the G League one day, then you on the team, then G League, then you know what I mean. If you ain't a top dude, You ain't got no roster spot guaranteed.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I mean, that's it is what it is, man. This is a situation where the Knicks just need to continue to get better while Tibbs is here, and then hopefully, if after this year, say something happens where it looks like the just Knicks need to go in a different direction, they make the move. I hope Leon is strong enough as an individual because I don't see him going anywhere. To be honest, guys, sorry to say it, but I hope he's strong enough individual to make that move and get rid of Tibbs.
What coach pushes us to the next level? Like what is exactly the next level that, like, if, say we get a superstar, whoever that superstar may be, what coach pushes us to that next level?
I mean,
if you could choose one hypothetically.
I don't know. That's the tough part. Who would be the guy that could? I mean, I like why am I forgetting his name now? With Golden State, the assistant used to be the Nets coach. Damn, why am I forgetting his name all of a sudden? I've been talking about this dude all year.
Collins?
No. Man, come on, man. Chat, help me out. You see, I'm having a fog now. I'm in a fog.
I don't know.
What's his name? Oh man, used to be the Knicks. I mean, the Nets coach. That you know.
Talking about what's dude? You talking about Atkinson?
Atkinson, yeah.
Kenny Atkinson.
I think Kenny Atkinson. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. I think Kenny Atkinson might help if we had another player here, a star player. I think he might help us get to that next level. He's a good coach. He's a solid coach. I mean, he had them dudes when they didn't have a star with Dinwiddie and these dudes when they were first in Harris. He had them dudes playing well. They were playing really good ball. So I think he could do that. He's a good development coach. And then I think you plug and play the stars that you need and just go from there. To me, I think that's a good fit because the stars already know what they got to do. You're just giving them like X's and O's, but the stars know. They've been here. So really, his development, working with the young guys and getting the best out of them, complements the stars. You have a good overall team. I think that could work. He's solid. Yeah. Oh, Sam Cassell. Yeah. John has been talking about Sam Cassell for a minute. I mean, I don't know if he's proven in the role, but he might be the guy. He definitely knows how to play. He's been there. He was on the championship Houston team, right? Yeah, he was. He was there with them, I think. So he knows. And I don't know if he's won a championship as an assistant coach somewhere. And Snipes said the guy that I really want the Knicks to get, but that's Dolan. Dolan would have to really buck up and say, listen, guys, I like what you did. I'm not necessarily thinking that we can go to the next level with you guys. It's time to move on. Leon, peace out. Bob Myers, get yourself up in here. You call the shots, what you want to do. Because that would help everything. Bob Myers comes, I can see him bringing Kenny Atkinson with him. I'll take it all. Let's go, Warriors. Bring them all over here.
That's crazy what they did to that Brooklyn team. Got rid of all the players, got rid of the coach to turn around and get rid of the superstars that you did all of that stuff for. That sucks.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen. Let me get up out of here. I got some stuff I got to do. I got to take care the fam and make sure everybody's good. It's lunchtime or after lunch, late now. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. It's been a great show rocking with you. Thank you, Smoking Nick, for being here and chopping it up with me. Am I missing somebody? Was somebody else here? I'm bugging.
No. Yeah,
nice. Yes, nice. Damn, thank you, brother. Yo, listen, don't get old like me, man. My name is Crash.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jigga, everybody, Snipes, all you guys who tuned in, the rest of the chat. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Staffer, you know how we get, man. Don't worry. We're gonna have plenty of time to go back and forth when your crappy bum Yankees go against my Mets. You're gonna see how it goes down, brother. Anyway, Smoking Nick, any final words? Anybody where you're gonna do a show and they can check you out anywhere?
You already know the Smoking Nick channel, man. Salute. Smoking Nick at Twitter. You feel me? At 87 ohms. No, I was thinking about doing something. I figured out I gotta do a couple things just like you. And after I probably we play today. What time we play? 4:30? I'm on the West Coast.
No, 7:30. Well, 4:30 your time, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I got some time. I'll probably come with some because it's Saturday and I got some free time. So for sure.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you for having me, if anything, if I'm going to say
no doubt. And I subscribed too. I don't know if you saw that, but I did. I told you I would. Yeah, I'm checking you out, brother. You know what I mean? Gotta show the love.
Yeah, and I have my crazy nights, and then I have my chill videos, and then I have my, you're gonna get a little bit of everything with me. Real talk.
Shout out to Eddie F. Thank you, brother. And also Craig, appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's still recovery mode, man. We it's gonna take a minute, but I appreciate y'all. We're gonna get there. Thank you. Andy N. Yes, guys, tune in. So just in a little bit, in a half an hour or so, check out MBK game preview with Sim, Steph, and International Andy in the building at 2:30. So definitely I will have that on in the background. I'll check you guys out as always. Love for the fam. Shout out to J Tap who just jumped on. J Tap, appreciate you, my brother. Listen, if you got some time and want to watch the replay or at least watch some of it, by all means, we're just wrapping up. But thank you for being here as always. Peace, my brother John. I look forward to seeing you, catching you on Monday night with my guy Jose. La Tres Muscaderitos, the Three Musketeers, the Three Musketeers. Anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Have a great rest of your Saturday. It's still pretty nice, 40-something degrees, almost 50 degrees. Enjoy the weather on the East Coast and wherever else you at. Enjoy. As I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still, Knick fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Saturdays at 11 a.m. with yours truly, Know the Ledge, talking you off that ledge, man. Listen, guys, I don't know. You guys have been learning or you've been a little better. You hasn't been too crazy. I have not used this a lot lately.
See if I know the ledge.
Y'all have been good, man. Y'all haven't been getting wild with it. So that's good. That's good. Appreciate y'all. Or check us out on Monday nights, SKF Weekly, Ron, John, and Jose, 9 p.m. And if you want to see a little bit more of Still Knick fans, Thursday nights on MBK, Nothing But Knicks Network for the NBA Report, 8 p.m. Check us out. It's a pleasure having you guys here once again. I appreciate y'all always rocking and supporting me. I know sometimes I could be a little late, but like I said, when I be rocking for 2.5 hours, sometimes I could go 3, 4, 5. I got to do what I got to do at the beginning, get it right, because I don't know when I'm getting off here. So I appreciate y'all, man. Take care. It's been great. Smoking Knick, do your thing, man. Hopefully have a good show. If you do go on, I'll look for it and see if I can, put you on in the background as well with whatever I got going on, man.
Word. I appreciate you. 100.
No doubt. All right, y'all.
Like, subscribe, share, hit them likes, man. Y'all already know the vibes.
There you go. Show your love for Smoking Knick
tonight.
Yeah. Oh, and guys, hit that like button on your way out, man. Get them algorithms up. You know how YouTube, they be tripping.
Right.
Later, y'all.
They do be hating.
All right.